Welcome to Indian Wells, California, in the beautiful Coachella Valley. It's here that we find the 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. Don't miss a second of the action as the world's best players compete to earn cash prizes and the coveted title of National Champion. The 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships are brought to you by Margaritaville, City of Indian Wells, Franklin Sports, Consumer Cellular, Fila, Yola Pickleball, Paddle Tech, Pickleball Central, Rockin' Protein, and Selkirk. Welcome to the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. We're here in Indian Wells, California for the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships 2022 version. We are into Pro Day number 1. It's all about singles today on the men's and women's side. Dominic Catalano alongside me, Christine Barksdale, the legend Christine Barksdale. Christine, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for letting me be here in the booth with you today, Dom. Absolutely.
We're going to have a lot of fun today in singles. A great matchup for you to start off on the women's side of things. Your 3-seed, Salome Davidze, taking on Irina Tereshchenko. We are going to go courtside for our player introductions. Good morning, everybody. Who's ready for some pro singles this morning? All right, we're starting out with pro women's singles this morning here on Championship Court. First, your 6th seed, 2-time Nationals gold medalist out of Fresno, California, Irina Tereshchenko. And her opponent out of Jupiter, Florida, Salome Davidze. Your lead referee for this match out of Oklahoma is Tom Whitson.
Check.
All right, Christine, the stage is set for the first round on the women's side. Salome Davidze, Irina Tereshchenko.
3 minutes.
I mean, we're talking one of the ultimate veterans of the sport in Irina Tereshchenko against a newcomer here in Salome Davidze. Christine, I mean, predictions on this. You've seen Irina all over the tour for the last, decade, it seems like, and now Salome, a brand new player to the tour.
You know, yes, this is going to be a pretty exciting match. Irina, all the history, all the knowledge, all the many years of playing out here on this sport, in this, in this venue, in this excitement, against a veteran professional tennis player has come in. She's been playing since she was 16 years old, playing tennis since she was 16 years old, just started pickleball in January of this year.
Yep.
Tennis players do bring in an amazing skill, but Irina, also a tennis player in her history.
Yeah, and you were talking with Salome before we started here and just asking her, hey, you haven't seen much of her. Not a lot of people have seen much of her, right? I'm kind of blessed that I get to do a lot of commentary and see her a lot. I've seen her grow as she started. She used to be strictly a ground stroke baseline to baseline singles player, and she had some success with it early, but now she's added that almost chip and charge, kind of picking and choosing her moments to come to the net, and it's really, done well for her as you see her at the 3-seed today. But what is Irina Tereshchenko going to need to do to kind of slow her down here, Christine?
I think she's going to need to use the many years of pickleball experience that she has on her and bring the pickleball experience to the court. You need to use those sharper angles. You pull her off the court, open the court up for yourself so that you have, an easy finisher. So it's going to be interesting, and as Salome gets to the net and Irina, they still have to work those angles, and they have to add what I would call pickleball to the court.
You're exactly right. And You know, that's the thing, too, is when again, I mentioned when Salome first started, she was ground stroke, baseline to baseline. She rarely came to the net, and her ground strokes coming from tennis are great, and she was having some success. But then once some players started to figure her out and figure out that that's all she was going to do, they started to put some pressure on her. Well, she went back to the drawing board and said, okay, that's not how I can play all the time, and she fixed it, and now she's picking and choosing when she comes up, and she's really successful picking and choosing those times. But in the singles game, when is a good time to come up?
You know, when you can get the ball, it's a great question. When you can get the ball deep, you want nice deep serves. You want nice deep returns to really keep your opponent back a little bit. That way they're giving you a little bit shorter ball, almost invites you up to the net.
Yep, yeah, and going against someone like Terashenko too. My whole thing, it's crazy because I always, you know, I've seen Terashenko over the years, and watching her play, I, as a player, would avoid that backhand as much as possible. She carves that backhand so well, and it's not like her forehand's weak by any means, but it's like that backhand just scares me because she can do so much with it, right?
And you brought up an adjective right there that I think is amazing, carve. When I think of Irina, she can carve the ball. She can carve it in different directions, kind of slice it and dice it a little bit. And she is outstanding, you know, mixing it up.
Yeah, she really is. And so as these players finish their warm-up here, Tom Whitson, our lead referee here on championship court for this first round matchup on the women's pro singles side of things. The women's side of the draw, we have 9 women playing today. Davidze, your 3 seed. Your 2 seed on the same side of the draw with her is Anna Bright, taking on Megan Fudge in the first round. And your 1 seed, no shocker here, Christine, Miss Annalie Waters.
Not a surprise.
You don't see many numbers seated next to her name other than a 1. She is dominating the women's side of things with her mom in doubles, singles obviously on her own, and Ben Johns, but she's not playing with Ben Johns here this week, playing with Riley Newman. So
0-0.
Looks like we're getting started.
Here we go.
Irina is serving it up.
Point.
Quick unforced error there from Davidze, puts Irina on the board early.
One zero. Point.
Just wide. And again, there's Terashenko putting pressure on her, right, coming to the net.
2-0. Point.
There's that backhand right on cue, Christine.
That's the backhand we talked about, carving out that drop shot. Salome thought she had the shot there and just missed it.
3-0.
Nice volley out of the air from Davidze. She set that up nicely, Christine, going down the line first, yeah?
Yes, she pulled Irina off the court a little bit. Nice, kind of a high backhand, which is interesting, but Irina had to stretch to reach that ball.
0-3.
Just
Side out.
wide down the line, and quick side out back to Terashenko here with a 3-0 lead early in game number 1. 2 out of 3 here.
Just getting started. It's a beautiful day out here for pickleball.
3-0.
Another day in pickleball paradise.
It is. Oh,
Side out.
that's a gimme for Terashenko. Davidze got away with one there.
Typically, that is a give me. You got to wonder what was going through Irina's mind.
0-3.
Wow,
Side out.
great stretch there from Terashenko. You know, she's not small, meaning height-wise. Terashenko's very tall, long, and using every inch of that length right there to reach that backhand.
3-0.
Just
Side out.
wide right there.
The pattern I'm seeing Davidja working on is she's really driving to Irina's backhand, trying to stretch her off the court and open up the forehand. That's the strategy it looks like she's starting out with. What are you seeing, Dom?
Yeah, I agree with you in her strategy, which she's starting with, but again, it's scary to want to go to the backhand of Tereshchenko. Oh, Davidja went right at her. I think Tereshchenko thought she was going to go away from her. She went right at her forehand here with the put away.
1-3.
Davidja now on the board. Wow, I mean, that's a professional return from Tereshchenko, keeping that nice and low, Christine.
Ball nice and low. Got a little miss hit from her opponent. Worked out great for Irina.
She'll take that all day.
3-1. Side out.
Carried just a little bit long, it sounds like.
And we had some wind here 2 days ago. It was very windy. And then yesterday it was in between. Today, very calm, it seems like right now.
1-3.
The palm trees are definitely not blowing much.
No.
The beautiful setting that we've got here.
Side out.
And Davidja just can't find a rhythm here. And what I mean from her is that she's usually 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ground strokes before she comes in, and she can't get any kind of rhythm.
Well-placed volleys right there. Well-placed volleys.
When Tereshchenko trying to go cross-court backhand drop again, but Davidja able to take that ball out of the air. Like you said, she volleys that back.
1-3.
It does seem like she's just struggling to really hit a rhythm, but you know, I'm going to give credit to Tereshchenko in that she takes you out of your rhythm. I anticipate we're going to see much longer rallies come in our direction, though, as Davidja starts to settle in.
Yeah, if Davidja can get that ball in and away from Tereshchenko.
Side out.
First time out. Is that what I heard?
No, side out.
Oh, he said side out.
Yes, Tereshchenko missed the sideline right there. And we continue to just trade side outs here at 3-1, 1-3. And seeing Davidja can't find a rhythm, it doesn't seem like Tereshchenko can here early on either.
It is the first day of singles. It can be a big transition from, you know, doubles leading into singles. They're different games.
Yeah.
3-1.
And both Tereshchenko and Davidja have not played here yet. This is their first day of playing in the tournament. Much better footwork there from Tereshchenko on that backhand. She had both feet planted to kind of carve and slice that backhand down, and finally gets off 3.
Ball set up a little bit for her too, so the good footwork and the establishment helped her kind of cut down on that ball a little bit, add some slice to it.
Oh, the first one, great anticipation from Tereshchenko. She read that ball before Davidja hit it, but the second one she doubles up on the forehand side.
And given that Davidja had been hitting that backhand, I expect that Irina was looking for that.
Point.
Wow, great ball by Davidja.
Ball's out. 2-4.
That's a great two-hander there from Davidja, and now back within 1 here of Tereshchenko.
Three, 4. Side out.
Again, not only putting backspin on that backhand and carving through it, she puts some pace on it. Makes it even harder.
It is not a soft hit ball.
4-3.
That Nice deep serve, nice deep return, and then a little cut.
Just wide there from Tereshchenko. I might have liked to see her throw one more lob up there.
It could be a little bit risky. Coming with that tennis player background, the overhead's going to be pretty aggressive.
You are right. Oh, and Tereshchenko overhits it just a little bit. She's there, reads it right, just overhits it, and we're all tied.
And I love how she softened that volley up. She didn't keep the pace up. She softened the volley up, you know, and just barely missed that next ball.
Well, sometimes, like, you know, we always say, Christine, placement over power. You don't need to go as hard all the time. I'm speaking to someone who really likes to hit the ball hard next to me. Oh, that's a nice return. You talked about, you've hit on it a couple times already, Christine, the deep return, putting the pressure on the server.
For you singles players aspiring to be pro singles players, really focus on nice deep serves, nice deep returns, and it really makes a difference in the game.
Oh, Tereshchenko taking it. she goes, yeah, come on. And then she goes, sorry.
She was polite. She was polite after the come on.
Yeah. But she's going to take it right there. It's a much needed break going the way of Tereshchenko's, and she takes a 1-point lead here. Oh, it's a big forehand again. Finally able to get on top of one of those when she gets to the kitchen line.
She read the ball well. Davidze went back to the same spot again. I love watching Davidze, how her ground strokes, how low she gets, bends her knees.
6-4.
Oh, and Davidze, a little payback there for Tereshchenko off the tape. So they're even now, one apiece.
All tied up with the net tips.
Yeah.
It's an important stat to track.
It is, it is.
4-6.
Still a 2-point lead here for Tereshchenko. The crowd starts to fill in even more. Oh, Davidze kind of almost look up before she hit that, and Tereshchenko, you know, jockeying back and forth and almost kind of threw Davidze off a little bit. I like that, a little gamesmanship from Tereshchenko.
6-4.
Nice ball from Davidze.
It was a great ball. The way she hit it, it looked like it was going to go sailing, but some heavy topspin.
Yeah, Tereshchenko let it go. She could have hit it, but she let it go, thought it was going to go out. And like you said, lots of topspin, drops on the baseline. And here we go again, trading side out.
And next thing you know, Davidze's serving again.
Oh, that's a great setup from Davidze. She goes backhand side down the line on Tereshchenko, and then the forehand winner.
Five, six.
Oh, Davidze with a little almost, come on. Oh,
Ball was out.
Yeah, ball looked wide from here, but Davidze was trying to sell it. Can't blame her.
Well, I think she anticipated it. She felt good off her paddle, right? So she expected it to be in.
We've all had that feeling. That's a good return as she pushed Tereshchenko to that back left corner.
Five, six. Side out.
And, you know, talk about, too, you see in the men's single side of things, the men do not do ground stroke baseline to baseline. They come up. The ladies, most of them will go ground stroke to ground stroke for a little while.
6-5.
Tereshchenko does not at all. Tereshchenko gets to the kitchen line quickly. Oh, that ball came back in on Tereshchenko. It had a funky bounce off the paddle of Davidze, but again, kind of getting back to it, Tereshchenko, you'll watch her return here. It's a rarity if she does not return and come in.
Correct, and it seems to be working for today while Davidze finds her ground strokes.
I was trying to sell it again, just missed that same spot. But again, it is something that Tereshchenko does because she's using her length.
Yes, she's applying a lot of pressure. She's given Davidze very little court to hit her ground strokes. And so Davidze's going for winners, and she's just missing a little, just by a little bit.
Oh, nice ball. Davidze, a little paddle clap for her as that ball does drop in, and we got our first timeout of the game from Salome Davidze as Tereshchenko takes a 2-point lead, Christine. And a good timeout here as we'll watch this ball right there as it goes boom, right on that line. Look at that camera work from Boxcar Productions. That's seeing that line, and you will get a lot of those now as we are into pro day. So now we have challenges for the pro players, so they have that challenge, and that's one of our camera angles that we are using for those line calls. But going back to this, a good timeout from Davidze here.
Agreed. I feel like Irina was, you heard her come on when she hit that winner, even before it landed.
Dropped, yeah.
Before it landed, you hear the come on. That's when Davidze's got to call that timeout. If she felt the momentum that Tereshchenko was starting to build, right? So a very well-placed timeout.
Yeah, you know, we watched a little yesterday. So a couple teams not using timeouts well, using them too late. I'm all about a good timeout. Slow the momentum. And Tereshchenko, like you said, called the come on before it even landed. Slow her down. Oh, and a big serve from Tereshchenko and unforced error from Davidze.
8-5. Side up.
So almost a miss-hit return works out for Davidze.
5-8.
See how Davidze comes out of this timeout. She's, you know, still going for big winners, I feel like.
Yeah, and again, Tereshchenko came up and was jockeying back and forth. I'm not sure if Davidze's seen that, and it's kind of thrown her off a little bit because the 2 times she's done that, she's gone in the net. Oh, Tereshchenko with a great forehand volley here.
Look at this beautiful replay of this. Beautiful kind of a lob volley off of that.
Yep.
Just sails over the head of Davidze, and you hear the crowd kind of get into that. She gets the crowd a little bit riled up.
Wow, that was set up from her serve, Christine. Like you said, the importance of the serve. She pinned Davidze back.
Here we see that finishing shot out of Tereshchenko.
So it'll be a game point number 1 for Irina Tereshchenko. Wide there from Tereshchenko and off the paddle of Salome Davidze. And we will go to our first commercial break here on Championship Court. We'll be right back here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships.
Match point. It's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville! You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Welcome back to Championship Court here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. Game 2 about to get underway. Davidze to serve. Terashenko taking game 1 by a score of 11-5.
Gonna see what new strategy Davidze comes out with, or if she really just kind of starts to minimizing her errors.
Right, we've seen her overshoot a couple balls just like that right there.
0-0.
You know, Irina using the PaddleTech paddle there, that it's got a nice solid feel to it. And I know she's played with PaddleTech for many years and just represents them in an amazing, awesome way.
Zero, zero. Side out.
Again, just Terashenko keeping that ball so low makes it so tough for Davidze to do anything with it.
If you're Davidze, Dominic, what do you think you would do to try to do differently in this game?
Maybe drop shot. Throw in a drop shot. Change some pace up. She's trying to go winner, winner. Just grinding ground stroke to ground stroke. And see, that's why, Christine, we're in the booth, right? So as soon as I say drop shot, she goes winner two-handed on the line. So again, but what I'm trying to say is she needs to kind of change Terashenko's eye level, right? Terashenko's seeing everything up here, shoulder height. Get a ball at her feet. Try and drop one in.
Now she served that nice,
that was
perfect,
a hard serve.
Hard serve right down the tee. And it's actually harder to return than you think.
1-0. Side out.
Just missing that sideline.
Bill, did you see it?
Let's see the instant replay. And yeah, it looked like it was just a smidgen wide right there from the TV angle I had.
0-1.
If you're just joining us, we have Dominic Catalano, Christine Barksdale here in the booth with the singles pro match.
Wow, again, carving that backhand. And Davidze's there, right? But talk about the spin that Terashenko's putting on it and how hard it is for Davidze to do anything with it. It's just very tough.
You can't underestimate when you generate that much slice on the ball. Carving it out, it jumps away from you, it stays low. That's a pretty two-handed backhand finisher.
Again, crowd just continuing to file in here. Christine's first day here in the booth with us was asking me how the crowd's been. For the pro split age events, they were great. And so anticipating some, and a big forehand winner there for Davidze down the line. There's an inside out forehand here. No reaction from Davidze. Cool as the other side of the pillow.
Very cool. Yeah, if you're within driving distance, I recommend you come on over and watch a little of this pickleball live. It's definitely what you want to see. Pickleball live action here in this beautiful pickleball paradise.
Call stand. Side out.
So 1 point lead here for Davidze. Game number 2, trying to force a third game here. Terashenko took game 1, 11-5. So much better job from Davidze. Instead of trying to drop that carve backhand, she hits it with a two-handed backhand hard to the backhand of Terashenko.
She hit both of those just in the nice corner, nice and deep, right? She stayed with it instead of trying to switch sides. Didn't hit back to her forehand, kept it to the backhand.
Terashenko right here. Cross court, sideline to sideline, beautifully done.
One, two. Point.
Terashenko getting a little on her serve right there. And all square at 2.
Side out.
Terashenko there.
She was right on. She was right on it. I wonder if she maybe lifted her head, took her eye off the ball. She looks a little frustrated with herself, but you know she's playing outstanding.
She is winner of this match. Gets the winner of Anna Bright and Megan Fudge. Just missing that ball.
Not enough to overrule, Bill.
Ball was out.
Ball was out.
She made that call very early. We're going into.
Server has 2.
So 2-2 still here in game 2. Take a look at that ball right there.
Got the replay. Watch that replay. It's
close.
It's very close.
Yeah, come on.
Oh. And you're seeing Terashenko getting a little fired up. I love it. I love it. I have 0 problem with it. Right? You're out here competing.
Point.
And I have no problem with it. And if Terashenko, that's what she needs. That's what she needs. And she's doing well right now, taking game 1. And now has a 1-point lead in game 2.
Taking a closer look at that ball. But, you know, it's really difficult to make that call out there on the court.
That's as close as it gets. Wow. I mean, that's not a bad ball either from Terashenko on that drop right there. Davide gets that below the net, rolls that with the 2-hander.
Two, 3. Side out.
Pressure backhand.
And she kept her back, you know. Irina rolled that ball nice and low, right at her feet. And it's such a tough ball to pick up at your feet.
3-2. Point.
A little wide off the backhand of
4-2, 1 minute.
Davide, and a 2-point lead here for Terashenko. And again, Davide taking a timeout down by 2. I don't mind it again. It was just 2-2. She gets 2 quick points, calls a timeout. Does not want to give her any momentum going into the second game.
Right, and we were definitely starting to see some momentum and kind of just mishit that last ball. And sometimes you just need to step away from it and get a fresh face. Do you have a rule of thumb for what you like when you like to call a timeout, Dominic?
Again, it's all kind of, I play it by ear because I really do. I've always liked the offensive timeout. Say you're going side out, side out, side out. And, you know, you've had some good battles and longer points. And now it's like you get that ball back and you haven't scored, they haven't scored, you're looking to score. Give me an offensive timeout. Give me a break. Let's go back. Let's talk about this. Let's figure out what we need to do because we need to score. And so I love the offensive timeout. But again, too, I'm a big proponent of you get 2 timeouts. I love Davide using timeouts as Terashenko gets 2 points in a row. Stop it right there. Don't let him get 3, 4, and then call timeout. It's almost too late.
Time in. 4-2. Side out. Ball was out. Two, 4.
See what kind of headspace she comes back into the match at.
Oh, doubling up down the forehand side is Davide. Beautiful ball down the line. Nice ball down the line there from Davide.
Nice instant replay there, courtesy of Selkirk. Oh, a little ATP, gentle ATP.
Oh, and Davide gets back in position and goes 2-handed backhand winner. And we're all tied here at 4, so a really good timeout, Christine.
I feel like Terashenko was surprised by the fact that she actually had an ATP in a singles match.
Point.
Yeah, we are seeing her coming out of that timeout with maybe a fresh face, settling down a little bit.
5-4.
Oh, and gets it. A little inside-out forehand for Davidze. And a timeout here from Terashenko. Davidze rattles off 4 straight there, Christine. What's been the difference for her right here?
She seems like she's settling down a little bit, not maybe quite going for so much. Slowing down the ball just a little bit. You know, she hits with a lot of heat, a lot of power, so taking just a little bit of that oomph off is keeping the ball in the court, it looks like to me. What do you think? What are you seeing?
I do. I think she is a good timeout. She regrouped, didn't let it get too far away. She's come in, hit some really good solid ground strokes. Just when it looked like Terashenko had the advantage on a couple of those points, Davidze battles her way out. And I like what you said, she's not overhitting, right? She didn't do too much with a lot of those balls, not overhitting anything. So a very good run here from Davidze, and Terashenko calling that timeout.
We've got some fans there enjoying the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships.
Yep.
In their bright yellow shirts. Can't miss them.
Time in. 6-4.
And we're back. See what Terashenko can do with her timeout that she took. Looks like she missed that return.
Not enough overruled, Bill. Ball was out.
So just out there as
Thought Irina was challenging that, but it looks like she just maybe asked the referee if he saw the same thing and agreed with the call. And we're going to see it up close and personal, and yes, it indeed looks out.
7-4.
Good call by Davidze. Irina just tipped that ball. It did look like it was going to be in, but look, she tipped that ball out, but tipped it first. So Davidze stays on the serve.
Yeah, and she is on a 6-0 run here, Christine. Looking good here in game 2. Just when it looked like Terashenko had all that momentum at 4-2.
Momentum, you know, it's huge in this sport, and probably many sports, but momentum's a big deal. And we're definitely seeing a little bit of a changing of the tides right now.
7-0 run for Davidze here.
9-4.
Okay, put on a new hat, Dom. You're Irina. What are you going to do? What's going on?
I mean, right now, no timeout, nothing. She's almost like, it's not that she's not mailing anything in here, but she almost wants to regroup here.
10-4.
And almost looking at game 3.
And she's got a second timeout. She's only used one. Probably would have been a good, maybe time to use it right there. What a rally.
Oh, and Davidze inside out backhand.
11-4.
Wow, Davidze taking game number 2 by a score of 11-4. We'll take
Look at this battle. This is a great battle we're seeing right here. And look at that finisher. Yeah, Davidze, nice finish to that game for sure.
Little inside out winner there. And we are going to game 3 here on Championship Court. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll have that third game from you right after this.
Consumer Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get a 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or go online.
You don't get the moments everyone talks about without the moments no one sees. Early morning practice, late night drills, running it over and over. You don't get the crowd without the quiet. Everyone sees the glory, the medal, the podium, but every winning shot starts right here. Paddle Tech. Let's go again.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Switch on 6.
Here at the 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships, it's Paddle Tech Day here on Thursday, Singles Day. And we've got Paddle Tech Pro Irina Terashenko in a dogfight here, all tied up at a game apiece with Salome Davidze. Oh, that's dirty right there from Terashenko, cutting that backhand.
Carved that shot out. Beautiful, beautiful shot.
1-0.
It's a good start for Terashenko.
This match has been interesting in that it's been very dominant one side or the other. Very much Terashenko at the beginning, very much Davidze at the second game. I'm going to see how this third one pans out.
Yeah, and that's a nice ball from Terashenko, or from, excuse me, Davidze.
0-1.
Tearing that side out.
Point. Goes out.
The ball's called out.
Let's see what the replay has to say.
Ball is out.
Definitely out. Not even a close one there.
Wow, Davidze down the line. That's still, she made it look pretty easy. That's a tough ball from a low position.
2-1.
Wow, nothing that Terashenko can do right there as that ball just drops right over the net off
Irina
tape.
did get a paddle on it, but it was going to be tough to do anything with.
Yeah, so a timeout here from Terashenko early.
Early timeout, good call.
I like it. Down by 2. Players will switch ends here at 6 in game number 3. But it's a 3-1 lead for Davidze. Early in the first point of the game, Davidze, it looked like Terashenko was in control, and then all of a sudden Davidze, she's back now again, and she's gained that momentum back. She right now, including last game, is on a 12-1 run, including last game. Like, this is absolutely incredible how well she's playing right now.
Well, you can really see the confidence in her game building and getting it back, right? You know, it's tough when you're making a lot of errors early on, but as you settle in and start to hit those strokes, you actually get better and better and better. At least I tend to do that. What do you think, Dom?
Agreed. And it seemed like she needed to get a little loose in that first game. It was both players' first game, and now she's loose and playing really well right now.
First match. You said they both hadn't played this week. This is their first match of the entire event.
Yep.
Yeah, it can be kind of nerve-wracking out there.
Wow, again. That's just such a good ball from Davidze. She is dialed in.
They're really going very low over the net.
She's doing everything right here right now. Is Davidze up 5-1 here, 1 point away from an end change. Maybe like to see Terashenko, when she gets up, get a drop, maybe getting a little cat and mouse game up at the kitchen line.
She hasn't been able to create that lately. She's keeping the ball deeper, and Davidze's drives are just so solid that it's tough to create that cat and mouse game.
Right.
Nice finisher there out of Terashenko.
So I would have liked to see Tereschenko go back cross court again. So she had Davidze kind of going back and forth. If she had to go forehand cross, I think that was the shot. She tried to pull it back. It was a little wide, but the point construction there from Tereschenko I liked.
I did too, and I actually like when you go back to the same place several times and then pull, like you said, pull the other direction. Missed that just a little bit long. It's really the first of not too many errors Davidze's made in this last game or game and a half.
1-5.
And Tereschenko can't get any breaks right now because she hit an incredible ball, but Davidze comes back and hits an even better ball off the tape.
I liked that Irina, she stayed very calm. Still missed the ball a little bit long, but she stayed calm as she went to hit that net tipper. So many people panic. She stayed calm.
Oh.
Irina's questioning that call to the referee, and she's going to see what our replay has to say about that call.
So ball
looks like it just bounced out to me. Looks like it just bounced out to me.
Yep.
Now, when she challenges that call, are they going to the instant replay, Dominic? Is that tell me a little bit about how that works?
Yeah, so they have that challenge, so they can go to the instant replay and go into the booth. And so that's the screens we're looking at, the shots we're looking at, that's what they would be looking at.
Okay.
So, yes.
And how many of those do they get a match? Is there a limit? They get one per match, one per game?
Per game.
Okay.
Yes. And so again, like they're looking at that, and that's what Boxcar Productions has set up all those replay cameras for today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday for Championship Sunday. So you're seeing those angles as we get into it here. But right now, it's an end change for Davidze and Tereschenko. Davidze up by 5. I mean, any game plan, you're in the corner of Tereschenko here. What are you telling her, Christine?
If I'm in Tereschenko's corner, don't lose confidence, right? Keep playing your game. Right now, she's fallen a little bit into Davidze's game and allowing Davidze to dictate the tempo. I feel like Irina, she's just so great at changing speeds, changing things up, that I really think she needs to focus on playing Tereschenko style.
All right, well, we'll see if she can get any momentum going here. Down by 5, game 3. And Davidze just playing extremely well here.
Good.
Again, I'll continue to build on that. It is a 16-1
We get
run.
to see Davidze's two-handed backhand finisher. What a beautiful replay.
Nice job by Tereschenko again. She's able to get something on that forehand volley.
She got to the net quickly, very quickly on that one. I felt like she hit her, she was up there just on top of the ball before you knew it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what she needs to do when she gets there. She needs to be able to get something on that and get the ball away from Davidze.
1-7. Side out. Seven one.
Swinging forehand volley there from Davidze, and she is on cruise control here, Christine.
I love, when you watch Davidze, you get to see that up close and personal. You can see how she really she's breathing through that shot.
8-1.
And that really helps you relax and rip that ball.
There it is right there again. That swinging volley from Tereshchenko. That's when she's at her best right now. If anyone can put on a run here, it is Irina Tereshchenko. We'll see if she's got anything left here. Game 3. See if she can get back in this third game.
1-8.
Nice lead from Tereshchenko, and gosh, even on that ball from Tereshchenko, Davidze actually able to do something with it.
The swing speed of watching Davidze, she was swinging so fast through that ball, generating a lot of heat.
There's the drop, Christine, and again, I think that's it right there.
There's
Davidze calling the timeout. 2 points in a row from Tereshchenko. Nope, not having it.
Right, Davidze's got to turn up. She's got a good lead. It's a good time to use it.
Yeah, not even giving Tereshchenko any wiggle room here. She's got a 5-point lead. She senses it. And again, that was the shot I'm talking about from Tereshchenko now. She's on serve. Davidze returns. I love the little drop right there, right? It's changing the eye levels. So let's take a look. We got a replay here of the Davidze winner down the line here. As she just has Tereshchenko leaning, and then Tereshchenko trying to cover back middle, and she goes winner down the line.
You know, and looking at that shot, it looked a little to me like she was going to pull it cross court, which is where Irina, I think, was anticipating, moved over. Next thing you know, she's hitting into an open court.
Receiver, you have 1 timeout, server 2 timeout.
So coming back in from the timeout.
You have 1 timeout.
So a 3-8 score here as we come back in. On the women's side of things, 1 score is in. Paris Todd defeats Leah Jansen, 6-7 and 6. Tereshchenko trying to go drop right there. I like it, but just got a little jammed up. Big side out here now.
Tereshchenko made a little bit of ground, but I think she was probably hoping to get a few more points there before that side out.
There it is again. There's a hard swinging forehand again, getting and putting that pressure on.
You know what I think is interesting is it was actually a short ball as well, right? She didn't push it deep into the court because now all of a sudden Davidze had to run forward to get to it, and she couldn't do it.
So Tereshchenko trying to go 2 drops. She just leaves that second one up a little bit.
Eight three.
And Davidze overhits that just a little bit, and a side out to Tereshchenko, and doesn't give up any more points.
3-8.
Nice hands there from Tereshchenko on that backhand volley.
Watch this. Let's see this again.
Davidze can't quite get there. Tereshchenko right back in this.
4-8. Point.
Tereshchenko's just whittling away just a little bit at this lead that Davidze had built up.
I'm sensing 1 more point, and Davidze going to spend her second time out.
Yep, that seems to be her trend.
Oh, getting a roll right there. Much needed for Tereshchenko.
Let's see that. Look at that. Just barely drop over the net. Irina gave her the, the apologetic thing, but inside you're thinking, come on.
But no timeout here from Davidze.
Surprise. She's been following the Catalano thought process of every couple points once she gets.
Oh, and that's a good return.
That was a beautiful return. Just inside the line, it looked like from our angle.
8-6.
I think it's interesting how Davidze lines up for her serve.
Oh, yeah, unforced error. Yeah, she's an open stance.
Very open stance, facing the court. It's amazing how much pace she's able to generate.
9-6.
Oh,
that's too
big
good.
Forehand winner down the line there for Davidze.
Oh, timeout. Tereshchenko taking her second timeout.
Yeah, so Tereshchenko taking her timeout here as she is down by 4. It'll be a game and match point here for Davidze when we return from this timeout. Tereshchenko putting on a nice little run here, Christine. If she gets this side out and gets a couple more points, that puts a lot of pressure on Davidze to end it. But first and foremost, Tereshchenko needs to get a side out here.
She needs to come out of this. She needs to come out of this timeout with a game plan that's going to get her a point or two.
So our next match, you got the number one male in the sport, Ben Johns, waiting a sideline here.
He's looking very calm, cool, and collected. He is the number 2 seed here at this event.
Yes,
and I believe he's getting ready to play Yates Johnson.
Yes, he is. Yates is there too. He's sitting. Yates is on his phone. Just doesn't seem very worried about Ben right now.
They both seem pretty calm, cool, and collected. All right, we're back in. Let's see what Tereshchenko brings.
So match point here for Davidze. And Davidze calling that last ball out.
Tereshchenko is not very happy with that, so she's trying to get the crowd rallied around her. We're going to see this up close and personal. Let's see what we've got. But Irina did not take her challenge that apparently she could have taken a video replay challenge, right?
Not sure if we have challenges available yet.
Oh, gotcha.
Not until.
Oh, not yet. Not in these early rounds. Good to know.
So that will be
Ladies and gentlemen,
game and match. Davidze moves on in 3 here on championship court.
Here on the Margaritaville championship court. Stay tuned.
Looks like, you know, Irina not happy.
Interview first.
We're gonna have a short interview with the winner of that match, Davidze. Dominic will be down on the court. Just stay tuned with us. We've got Ben Johns and Yates Johnson coming out next at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. And remember, it's Paddle Tech Day out here. Paddle Tech began as a small family business, you know, inspired by the love of the game. They truly put some time back into this sport. You know, they've grown into one of the leading names in the sport, and we're seeing Irina out here. She did a great job. Perfect. Okay. We're going to kick it down to Dominic for an interview with Davidze.
All right, welcome back. I'm with Salome Davidze after her first round victory over Irina Tereshchenko. Give it up for her. All right, Salome, your first nationals, your first match at nationals on championship court. Tell me how you're feeling.
I think I started a little nervous, but the energy is incredible. The atmosphere is incredible. I've been here for tennis, and just to be back here, and I love Indian Wells. It's so great to be here.
All right, and the energy that you're feeling, and like you said, a little nervous. Tereshchenko takes game 1. You go on a 9-0 run to end game number 2. What was your thought process going into game 3?
My thought was not to stop to looking on the other side, and I watched the ball really, really close, and I made some great passing shots, and her volleys is good, her court coverage is so good. So I said, let's see what happens, stay with the ball.
Hey, well, it worked. You're moving on to the second round. Congratulations, Salome Davidze, here on championship court. We'll take a break. We'll be back here on championship court with a men's pro singles matchup next here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
I will dig deep.
I will crush this game.
Athletes know nutrition drives performance.
I will not slow down.
Superior Lab supplements help you power up and recover faster.
I will never surrender.
Superior Labs is a proud sponsor of USA Pickleball.
You don't get the moments everyone talks about without the moments no one sees. Early morning practice, late night drills, running it over and over. You don't get the crowd without the quiet. Everyone sees the glory, the medal, the podium, but every winning shot starts right here. Paddle Tech. Let's go again.
When it comes to sports bras and activewear, it's not enough to just do it. You have to just do it right. That's why SheFit's perfectly fitting gear embraces and supports women's bodies. Made for ins and outs, ups and downs, starts and stops, and everything in between. We got you. Because we are you. SheFit.
Suma Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get a 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or go online.
Welcome back to Indian Wells Tennis Garden for the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. Men's Pro Singles next up here on Championship Court. Your 2-seed Ben Johns taking on the 15-seed Yates Johnson. Dominic Catalano alongside me, Christine Barksdale. We're going to throw it down courtside for our player introductions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, men's pro singles coming up for you next here on Championship Court. Your players out of New Braunfels, Texas, your 15-seed Yates Johnson. And your 2-seed three-time Nationals gold medalist, Ben Johns. Your lead referee for this match, out of Bakersfield, California, James Neighbors. All right, Christine, we are in for a good one. Ben Johns, your 2 seed. Yates Johnson, your 15 seed. The Johnson brothers, Yates and Hunter Johnson, twins, have come on the scene over the last year and a half.
January.
Great players. I mean, phenomenal players. If you think this 215 seed is going to be skewed in any way, guys, buckle in. This is going to be a very good match between Ben Johns and Yates Johnson. We always talk about Ben Johns being one of the best players in the sport, one of the best males. Your 2 seed here, the 1 seed J.W. Johnson. There's Johnson, Johnson. We got them all over the place. But Ben coming in as your 2 seed this weekend in singles. This is going to be a good match. You were talking to Yates beforehand. What did you get from Yates?
You know, I learned that he was actually 200 in the world in doubles with his brother. I believe they were playing together. I know they're playing pickleball together with his twin brother Hunter. Yeah, so they just made the switch to this sport in January, played their first tournament in Boca. I missed the opportunity to hear how he did there, but they are brand new on the scene, and he's got a positive energy. He's excited. It's going to be interesting to see how he's transitioned his tennis game into the pickleball world.
Yeah, going to be a fun one here. I mean, Christine doesn't get any better, but you know, being here at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden, we're on championship court here. 5,800 plus could fit in this stadium. I mean, in every match we get leading up to the end of today, I believe that it's going to get more and more crowded. Some really good pickleball coming up. But let's take a look at the men's side of the draw. We looked at the women's side. We had a good match. Salome Davidze, Irina Tereshchenko, Davidze winning in 3. We've talked about our 2 seed Ben Johns here on court with us. Our 1 seed is J.W. Johnson. I've always, since J.W. Johnson started playing, I've always compared him, very similar style, to Ben Johns. They're very calm, cool, collective. If you walked out on a court and looked at them, you wouldn't know if they were up 11 or down 11 because neither one of them show a ton of emotion. So if it all plays out, we'd have a 1 versus 2 on Championship Sunday. That'd be a great matchup. So that's our 1 and 2 seeds. Then you get into our 3 seed, Federico Staksrud, another kind of newcomer to the game, really kind of made his mark in singles, a very fiery guy, plays a lot down in Southwest Florida and trains with Simone Jargin down there, so she's kind of taken him under her wing. And then the 4 seed, the man who needs no introduction, Tyson McGuffin. No stranger to gold medals, gold medal matches. I mean, one of the most, and almost labeled as the most electrifying man in pickleball or in sports in general. What do you think of those top 4 seeds there, Christine?
Well, you know what? Yeah, they're all seeded 1, 2, 3, 4, but they are so close. I anticipate every time we see a meetup between them that it's going to be a tight match. That the seeds, it's very, very tight. It's not like I feel like somebody's going to be out there dominating. I feel like each matchup they've got to come out with their game in the right place to be out there to win that match.
All right, so as these guys finish up their warm-ups, it looks like Ben Johns and Yates Johnson are set to go here on championship court in this second round matchup. So as we take a look at that bracket, Yates Johnson took out Hayden Patriquin in the first round, 11-6, 11-4, to earn the right to play Ben Johns here. And looks like these boys are ready to go.
Looks like we've got Yates. Yeah, it looks like he elected to serve. I don't know.
But forgot a ball.
Right.
So we kind of need that.
He forgot the Franklin X40, which is the official ball here of the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. But now he's got one, and the players are ready to roll.
0-0.
Point. Good start there for Johnson.
1-0.
It's going to be tricky, Johnson.
Oh, and nothing Ben can do on that one. That ball just pops up, and he's hoping it goes out, but it doesn't.
It stayed well into the court, but I mean, Ben just barely reacts. So calm, cool, and collected.
2-0.
Wow, and Johnson just spreading Ben Johns as wide as he could right there.
Starting with a yeah. What do you think? You're Johns. What do you think's going through your mind right now?
3-0.
Well, Johnson's got really good ground strokes. He's got to slow him up somewhat. Wow, and Yates Johnson taking control here early, Christine.
These are beautiful what a good finish on Yates's part right there. But you know, Ben made some really good pickups in there, still keeping the ball low, making Yates work for that point.
Side out.
All right, so Ben Johns gets the break he needs here now on serve, but a quick. We're a minute into this match, and it's 4-0 Johnson. Wow. I mean, just when you think Yates Johnson has the advantage right there with a beautiful return.
Watch this, just tips the tape. You think it's going to go over, doesn't quite make it.
Side out.
That's a good leave. Those are tough to let go when you feel like you're going to hit a winner anyway.
Yeah.
But that was a tough leave, but he did it, and he was right.
So Ben Johns on the board. And that right there is a much better constructed point from Ben Johns. What he does better than most players is, and that being Ben Johns, is he anticipates very well. So he's reading his opponents really well.
4-1.
Well, I think what's a big difference here is I'm sure they haven't met that many times in the past, right? So Ben can't come out with a preconceived plan. He's got to kind of build as he goes, and that can be difficult. Build a plan on the fly.
Correct.
1-4.
And you talk about that too, whereas Yates Johnson has seen Ben Johns play before because Ben Johns is all over the place. On the flip side, Ben Johns has not seen Yates play a lot, so that's the difference. And just wide there, and that's because Ben Johns covers the court so well that he forces Yates Johnson to try and go sideline to sideline.
I feel like that's one of the things that makes Ben Johns a great player is his anticipation and court awareness.
And right there, that is caused by a short return from Yates Johnson. Allows Ben Johns to step into that ball in the transition area and get something on it.
We talked a lot during the ladies' match about deep returns. Whoa.
That's just dirty right there. Inside-out forehand winner from Ben Johns. And, you know, when Yates Johnson had control there at 4-0, he needed to keep the pedal to the metal. He didn't, and here comes Ben Johns.
Well, it's not easy to keep the pedal to the metal against Ben Johns.
Oh, jeez! Wow!
What a great call on Ben Johns' part. He was right there on that line. He could see the ball, and it looked pretty close. But Ben definitely chose to play it. Let's see what we got.
4-4.
That ball just overlapped the line just a smidgen.
Yeah, and
Ben made a generous good call.
And he made the right call to play that though right there at that moment. So again, now Ben, talk about, again, two different players, right? So Ben goes down 4. There was no chance of him calling a timeout. He was like, I'll figure this out. Don't you worry about it. He does. He goes on a 4-0 run, and now Yates is like, no more. You know, I got one of the best players in the game on a 4-0 run. I'm going to stop this here, and he does that and calls that timeout.
Yates definitely needed to make that call. You had a great lead, and you can't just ride that wave, unfortunately, with Ben Johns. You know it. You got to anticipate he's going to turn it around and come up with a new strategy.
So 2 4-0 runs by both of these players here in game number 1.
4-4.
Oh, nice drop shot there from Yates Johnson.
Beautiful touch dropper right there.
Ben coming right into your living room.
Four.
Oh!
He was hoping for another net tipper right there.
He blew 2 tires throughout that point, screeching on both sidelines, trying to get back in that point, but he was set up nicely for that last ball. Just clips the top of the tape. Oh, that's just a veteran move right there. Ben sees.
Watch this. Watch this.
Yeah, he sees him ready. Sees him about to wind up on this one.
Didn't even try to hit the ball. He knew the way the shot was going, it was going out. It's a great move on John's part.
Point.
I want to comment on where where they stand on the court to serve. I noticed, Ben and Yates stand right up by the tee. Irina was serving from way out by the sideline. I just think it's interesting their different strategies and thoughts about how they want to serve and where they want to place the ball.
Yeah, and me, I personally like going down the tee because I think it leaves more court open. I think when the more wide you go to the sideline, now the service box goes from, if you're at the tee, the service box is a square. So now you have so much of it to work with. The more you work your way out to the sideline and serve wide, now you've turned the service box into a diamond, where now to hit the corners, you have to really go over out of bounds areas, which makes it very difficult. So I like when you serve at the tee, and I think that's something from tennis too, right? Where if you wider you go, the harder it is. So I like going closer to that tee.
And for that next shot, if you're standing further out wide, it does open up the return for them just a little bit more. It gives them a little more court to work with.
Yep. So a 7-0 run here from Ben Johns.
Side out.
And you can see those kind of errors where they hit the tape because they're trying so hard to keep the ball nice and low.
4-7.
You pop that up a little bit and you know you're in big trouble.
Side out. Seven, 4.
Oh, Yates going hard cross court right there.
Took a little net tip. You see it tip the net just out of Ben's reach.
And think about this too. This is Ben Johns' first match, so that Johnson 4-0 lead. Those are the first. Those are the first balls that Ben has seen in this tournament so far. So.
And you make a great point. Yates Johnson came into this already warmed up. He had a match already, and it makes a big difference when you come in warmed up, ready to go. Not that Ben wasn't out warming up, but a match makes a difference.
Yeah, when we talk about those buys, and most players do not like them.
No.
They don't like the buy.
Your next match is rough.
If you have a buy, that means you're going to play a team or a player that's played a match and won a match. So now they're on a roll. Oh, nice ball there from Johnson as he had Ben Johns leaning to his forehand side. So again, side out to Johnson. Oh, just wide right there. Again, trading side outs here.
Can sense a little frustration on Yates' part. He's missing some shots. He's probably not used to missing.
Side out.
It's a good forehand on the line there from Yates Johnson.
And it's a little bit of a surprise because Ben was actually kind of waiting on it there, that Johns missed it.
Side out.
Been stuck here on 7-5, 5-7 for a little while now.
7-5. Point.
Finally, Ben breaks that up.
Kind of going to that tried and true, I think, singles strategy, drive the backhand over and over again.
8-5.
That was a beautiful pickup.
Oh, nice read from Ben Johns right there, as almost baited Johnson into going down the line.
It was going to be a tough pull for him to try and pull that backhand cross court. He had to go back to, he had to go right back to Ben.
9-5.
When
Side
Ben Johns going off the referee. A side out to Yates Johnson, but Ben Johns on a 9-1 run here. Oh, that's a good ball on the forehand for Yates Johnson. Watch him shape this ball and hit the winner right past Ben's forehand.
What was so impressive to me on that, you actually couldn't see it. Ben was balking it, but you could see a short, slow backswing and then just a quick swing into the ball, just a quick forward motion that happened so fast Ben couldn't react.
7-9. Point.
Taking a winner off the tape right there, and here comes Yates Johnson.
Look at that, just tipped off the net right into the almost the corner pocket.
So using that net to his advantage right there.
Ben could tell that he just couldn't quite reach it.
8-9. Point.
And now we are all tied up here at 9. Game number 1, second round. Men's pro singles. Oh, with the total miss hit off the frame. Yates Johnson with the winner. He'll take it all day, and he has flipped the script, and Yates Johnson has a game point on his paddle.
And it's always amazing to me that Johns doesn't take a timeout right there.
Side out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ben's weathering the storm.
I'm a big fan. If you can't take them with you, use them. But, you know, he just keeps on going.
9-10.
Oh, and Ben Johns just hitting 2 backhand cross-court drops.
Watch this. Oh, you just see him just hit the tape. He was going for a pretty good angle on that ball.
10-10. Point.
Big ball down the line.
I think he painted that line.
Ben Johns.
It's wider now than it was a second ago.
Great ball down the line, and now Ben Johns will have
Here we go. Get to see it. Look at that pretty forehand drive.
Game point on his paddle here.
11-10.
Fights off 1 game point. Oh, nice read. Ben Johns trying to flip flat down that sideline. Yates Johnson reading it, going cross-court backhand winner, and fights off a game point himself.
Here we go. We get to see this finisher with that pretty backhand volley.
Oh, wow.
What a beautiful exchange.
Absolutely incredible by both these gentlemen.
Yates didn't want to give up on that. He wanted to stay in that point. What a beautiful exchange and finisher by Ben Johns.
So Ben earns a second game point. And Yates was leaning to the forehand because that was the open side of the court.
We get to see the finisher.
Ben had just a sliver to work with down that sideline. He hits it and will take game number 1 by a score of 12-10. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, game number 2 next here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships.
Pickleball as much.
Mom, can you play with me?
Just a second, Bubba. Mom is not done yet.
Mom, come watch this video.
Hold on, sweetheart. Mom's not done yet.
Mom, you hit with me.
Oh yeah, Mom is definitely not done yet.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
All right, welcome back here to Championship Court. Game number 2 about to go down. Ben Johns taking game number 1 by a score of 12-10 over Yates Johnson. Ben Johns to serve to start game 2.
Point. One zero.
Yeah, nice forehand volley there from Yates Johnson. But a 1-0 lead here early for Ben Johns.
You know, that was a super tight game. Coming into this, what do you think if you're Yates Johnson? What do you think you're going to, try and do to give yourself the edge to win this game?
Oh. So Ben almost looked like he was squinting right there, like he lost it in the sun for a second. If I'm Yates Johnson, confidence. Stick with it. You were 12-10 with one of the best players in the sport. Keep that. Don't use that as a negative. Use it as a positive.
Agreed. Don't make any significant changes.
Nice inside out right there from Yates Johnson.
You know, I encourage everybody within driving distance to come on over and watch this action live. Grounds passes are just $25. You get to Championship Court, you get to hang out and watch pickleball all day long.
You can't beat it, Christine. We're in the nicest venue in pickleball. great weather, cloud in the sky today, and the best players. Oh, Yates Johnson going ATP.
Watch him hold this for just an extra second and hit a beautiful ATP.
I mean, Ben Johns was there, but just Yates kept it so low to the ground.
2-1.
Oh, he holds that nice and long, too, on the paddle.
You watch that ball sit up just a little bit high, that volley. I know Ben, I'm sure, wanted to keep it just a smidgen lower, but it sat up a little high and gave Yates plenty of room to figure out where he wanted to hit that ball.
3-1. Side out.
A little unforced error.
Yates can't believe he hit that ball that bad. He's looking down going, how did I hit that?
How did that possibly happen?
1-3.
It's possible the ball didn't bounce like we anticipated.
Oh, wow. Yates just throwing his hands up going, what do I got to do to hit a winner right there? Because that's a great forehand volley from Yates Johnson, but Ben tracks it down. And again, it's the anticipation.
You can watch this. You can see how, you know, you can see that Yates thought he hit a winner. Ben John's over there grabbing that ball.
Side out. Three, two. Side out.
Love that change of pace in the return from Ben Johns. He cuts through that, kind of like Tarashenko did in our first match. Cuts through it, makes it nice and soft, slow.
2-3. Point. Three. Side out.
Ben just missing that sideline right there.
Just a little bit wide. You know, and you're Ben coming into this match, and you're all tied up. And you know, the first one was tight. You've really got to stay focused.
Side out.
That's just great job and great point construction from Ben Johns throughout that.
And you can see Yates in that point. He actually was a little on his back foot when he went to hit that ground stroke, and it's a big thing. Really keep your weight forward, keep it down, keep it low, and he was just a little on his back foot.
Oh, the fact that Ben Johns got the one down the sideline is incredible.
You can see this. See the finisher there? Yates stayed nice and calm, but I'm really liking the exchanges we're getting with this match through these both these guys at the net.
So tied up still here at 3. Game number 2. Ben Johns taking game 1, 12-10.
Oh,
point.
Flicked up right and hit him.
And nothing Johns can do on this one is
nothing.
Nope. Disgruntled because, again, he knows nothing he can do.
Got to remember, just unlucky, as Wesley Gabrielson would say, unlucky.
Side out. Three, four.
Johns gets to it, but very hard to do anything with it because he's fully extended.
4-3.
Oh, wow. Yates can't do anything but smile at this shot here.
I think he wanted to call it out, but he could see that it just looks like it painted the line.
3-4.
You can see it here. See it, how much it paints the line. You can see why Yates wanted to call it out, but knew it wasn't. Another net tipper. Would like to track those again. I wonder how many he's had. Several that have helped him out in this game so far.
4-3.
Oh, that's a ball that Johns is not going to miss very often. And Yates Johnson has another lead here.
5-3. Side out.
You know, Johns has been playing this sport a long time, 2016. It's going to give him some experience in tight matches like this.
Oh, and so Yates Johnson going to have a seat on the sideline right there as he has the ATP, but he overhits it. It cleared the court.
Sent it just a little bit long.
4-5.
Wow, you want to talk about turning defense into offense right there? Johns was on his heels, hits one good shot to push Yates Johnson off the line. He takes control, and now we're all tied at 5. It's just, you mentioned it right there, Christine. Ben Johns has experience, okay? Yates new to the game this year, almost been playing a year now. Ben Johns been playing since, 2016. That experience at this level, at this stage, on this stage, has to come into play for Ben Johns, correct?
Absolutely. You know, you have some patterns and strategies that you can fall back on. You have some confidence. You know, he's a very confident player, and that can make such a big difference in these tight, close matches.
And you see this a lot too from Ben Johns. His opponent calls a timeout. He didn't move.
Ben stayed right there on the court. He walked over to the side for just a brief second.
Time in. 5-5. Point.
It was a picture-perfect stance from Yates Johnson right there, but the execution not there, and Ben Johns will take a 1-point lead here in game number 2.
6-5. Side out.
I'm definitely seeing a pattern or a strategy to Yates. You know, Ben's driving it to the backhand. Yates is doing some little droppers over there, just over in the corner, pulling Ben in, making him run in. So it's an interesting pattern. But it has, been semi-successful for him so far.
6-6. Side out.
Again, Ben playing a close ball right there on the sideline.
Six.
That's nice inside out there from Yates Johnson, and we continue to trade side out here at 6-6. Doubling up on the forehand side is Yates Johnson.
You can see, just a little bit of that confidence at the end of this rally. You see him just hit. He's just feeling a little more confident in his shot-making ability.
Oh, Ben.
A little fist pump both times, a little fist pump. Trying to get the crowd behind him, and this crowd, we're really starting to see the stands fill up. So we are getting a lot of people on the grounds really starting to enjoy this match.
Unforced error, and it's going to be a timeout here from Ben Johns as 9-6 lead here for Yates Johnson here in game number 2, trying to force a third game here in the second round matchup. But guys and ladies watching at home, we got a good one for you next up here on Championship Court. Your 4 seed Tyson McGuffin will be taking on your 13 seed Jack Foster. That's going to be a good one. Some great athleticism, some great plays, some passion out of both of of those players. So both players very familiar with each other. They know each other's game, so that'll be a good one coming up here next. But before that, game 2 here. Ben Johns, Yates Johnson.
Yates with a little bit of a lead, but as you know, you cannot lose focus with Ben Johns on the court. You've got to stay on top of what you're trying to accomplish and stay focused on what's earning you points.
Wow. I mean, Ben Johns fully extended on those forehands and backhands, covering so much ground.
6-9. Point. Yes.
Ben made a call there. Yates just wanted to confirm with the referee that that was indeed out. We're going to get a nice close look up, and you.
It's oh, I mean, that is as close as you can get it. Oh, off the edge guard there from Yates Johnson, and Ben Johns now back within 1.
Eight, 9.
Oh, nice ball down the line, possibly. We're on the far side of that, so very hard for us to see.
But the cameras have a little bit better angle.
9-8.
Didn't quite catch a good view of that. But the referee did concur with the call.
Another great return there from Ben Johns as he holds Yates again at 9.
8-9.
Yeah, that's just too good. Such good cat and mouse play there from Ben Johns up at the kitchen line. Yates Johnson can't get that forehand up and over, and we are all tied at 9. And a timeout here from Yates Johnson. And Christine, you know, your Yates Johnson, again, you had a 9-6 lead. You had momentum. Now it's 9-9. What's going through his head right now?
Well, you know, he knows he's got to stay on his toes at this point. He was in a similar situation in the first game and didn't quite pull it out. What the strategy that he's been really using is kind of drop shotting a little bit and pulling Ben in, and that's been working. They get into that cat and mouse. He wants to avoid that cat and mouse because I do feel like Ben's come out on top of many of those cat and mouse rallies. His bread and butter, I really think, is his power and speed and spin that he's generating to keep Ben a little bit on his toes. And I think he's got to go back to his bread and butter.
All right, we'll see out of this timeout. Ben Johns serving 9-9 game 2. Yates Johnson had an opportunity in game 1 with a game point, didn't convert, ends up losing. Now 9-9 in game 2. Oh, Ben Johns just pulling it a little too wide.
He was feeling, I think, pressure from Yates coming back over with a big forehand volley, feeling pressure to make a perfect shot.
Side out.
Nice swinging backhand volley from Ben Johns to keep Yates Johnson back.
9-9.
Are you counting these? Are you counting them?
Oh no, and just wide off the paddle of Yates Johnson. What a point from both of these gentlemen here as Yates just throws his paddle down, goes, I don't know what I need to do to win a point around here.
Ben just dug out so many amazing shots. That got the crowd on their feet here cheering. What an amazing rally.
And on that, it gives Ben Johns a game and match point here in this second round match. And Yates looks over at the crowd and goes, wish I had a timeout.
10-9.
Oh, and Ben Johns, big forehand for the winner. And Ben Johns moves on 12-10, 11-9.
Wow, what an amazing rally we had right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ben.
What we're going to do is take a look at that last amazing point that we had. And folks, you don't want to miss this. This was beautiful play on both players' parts.
Stick around. We're going to have an on-court conversation with Ben coming up in just one moment.
Just missing that just a little bit wide. You can see the frustration in Yates's mind, and you know that that point really almost sealed the deal for Ben right there. I think had Yates won that rally, it might have changed things just a little bit. We're going to go down to the court here and hear from Dom and Ben Johns on this recap.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Ben Johns moving on to the second round. And how about Yates Johnson? What a match there. All right, Ben, you had a bye first round. You come in. Yates comes out hot, up 4-0 in game one. What turned the tides for you?
Yeah, you know, I've been known to be a slow starter from time to time, so going down a little early is nothing new. But yeah, he came out with big serves, big forehands, and I think I really had to focus on the volleys in particular just because he was hitting such big ground strokes. So mainly I focused on that, and things turned out well after that.
Seemed like in game two, fixed the return of serves a little more, got a little more depth on them. Was it something you saw between game one and game two as well?
I think just adjusting to the spin serve he was hitting, it had a lot of kick to it, so it was really just seeing a few more of them, and then that really made the difference.
All right, well, congratulations, Ben Johns. Moving on to the third round here. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, our next matchup here on Championship Court at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships, Tyson McGuffin and Jack Foster. The 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships are brought to you by Margaritaville, a state of mind since 1977. City of Indian Wells, Indian Wells, beauty unmatched. Franklin Sports, the official ball and youth development partner of USA Pickleball. Consumer Cellular, proud sponsor of USA Pickleball. Fila, the official supplier to US Nationals.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Fruit, 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 fruit,
Fruit Smash Super Hard Seltzer with real juice. It's party juice.
Welcome back to Indian Wells, California, here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. Another good one on the pro men's singles side. Your 4-seed Tyson McGuffin taking on the youngster, the 13-seed Jack Foster. We will send it down courtside now for our play. First round victory over Markowitz by a score of 11-5, 13-11. He was tested in the first matchup. McGuffin not played yet. Had a bye, so this is his first match. Very similar to what Ben Johns had, a bye. He had a bye. And again, those guys that have that bye, they don't always prefer that bye. And so it's kind of a tricky, sticky situation for them.
And we watched that. We watched what happened in that match. We saw Yates Johnson come out on fire. You know, he was already warm. He was already match ready. And so he came out on fire. Didn't end up working out for him, but we still got to see some amazing exchanges at the net.
Yeah, Yates played incredibly well. And if he plays like that on the back draw, we may see Yates later on this afternoon into the evening again here on Championship Court, because he takes the 2 seed you know, it was 12-10, 11-9. You know, he may do some damage on that backside if he continues to play like he did.
Yes, I would say that we might see him again, and we're going to be here, you know, all day on Championship Court into the evening matches. So everybody should stay with us, and if you're nearby, come on in, grab your $25 grounds pass and Championship Court ticket.
All right, looks like these boys are ready to go.
All right.
Your lead referee for this match out of Knoxville, Tennessee, is Melissa Owenby.
0-0.
Oh my God. Okay, here we go. He's barking already. When he starts barking, that's when you know he's in his zone. That's the first point. He's already going.
That means he's starting in the zone, and that's exactly what you're going to need to do against Foster. This is not going to be an easy match. He's got to come in the zone if he wants to win it.
Oh, and he jams up Foster. McGuffin, he always playing to the crowd here. He's peacocking already. Look at him looking around. Everybody paying attention to me? You got me? You got me? Here we go. But again, Tyson and Jack, two very quick, athletic players. Going to be very hard to hit passing shots by either one of them. Just wide down the line.
A little bit wide.
So again, very quick, very fast pace from both of these players.
0-1.
You're going to watch Jack Foster really run around that forehand.
He's serving that ball deep into the tee. Can be a very difficult place to return from. That ball went just a little bit long. No call out of Tyson, but I think he went with the, it looked obvious.
Yeah.
Side out.
So you'll see Foster, he'll avoid the backhand as much as possible. He loves to run around that forehand. And when he does run around it, he likes to go inside out.
Side out.
Missed that just a smidgen wide. Yeah, and you'll see where when Foster stands with his return, he's really looking to pick up a forehand.
0-1.
There's that inside out. Again. And he sets up the forehand down the line. Great construction there on the point from Jack Foster.
You get to see that drive finish. Look at that beautiful, beautiful forehand winner.
1-1.
That's nice. Change the pace right there. I like it. And, you know, that's what Jack Foster has done over the past year or two, is he's adjusted his game. It's not all hard.
Great effort. Great effort to get over to that ball.
But yeah, he's changed pace up on a lot of his balls, and he's made those adjustments nicely.
Agreed. And I think that's an excellent observation, is people don't place quite enough value on just changing the pace up.
Oh, wow. Tyson McGuffin pulling Jack Foster sideline to sideline. This is going to be a battle, Christine. This is going to go down to it.
I was expecting a battle royale with these two very athletic players on the court.
Point.
Oh, Foster just overhitting that a little bit on the sideline, but
he seemed a little casual.
Yeah,
when he went to hit that.
That's the thing, though, too, is he's trying to be perfect on that sideline too, because that's what McGuffin does to you, because he can get to most balls as well.
Point.
And that inside out on Foster can be very deceptive, though, which will keep you know, Tyson a little bit on his heels.
Point. Timeout.
So Foster, I mean, he called that timeout
1 minute.
right as the ball was hitting the net. I don't think it had hit the ground yet, and he had already called the timeout. A good timeout. And so you talk a little bit about, you know, most players that are watching right now, or people that are watching right now, know Tyson McGuffin, been around the sport a long time at this level, very successful. Jack Foster, not new to the sport, but at this level and playing this high and this well over, you know, the past year and a half or so. his biggest thing is just keeping himself in the match, right? Don't get frustrated. Stay positive. Know that and think that and believe that you belong here in this match. And he does. He has all the physical tools. Now he's just got to keep it all together. And again, a good time out here from Foster.
15 seconds. Receiver, you have 1 timeout remaining. Server, you still have 2 timeouts.
So we come back from this timeout.
Time in. 5-2.
We had Philippe, one of the people that helped put on this amazing event, as well as Adam, the MC on championship court today.
And Foster just a little behind that last one, leading with that elbow. Paddle drags and ball out on the sideline.
6-2.
And nice ball there from Foster.
Two, 6. Side out.
Just overhits it just a little bit, does Foster.
Yeah, we've definitely seen Tyson up to a nice little lead right here. And again, I think some of it's just Foster's making errors, but Tyson puts so much pressure on that you feel like you've got to go for perfection.
6-2.
Oh, Tyson getting a roll off the tape right there. Nothing Foster can do. Foster was there, but the adjustment off the tape unavailable, and it's a 5-point lead.
7-2.
Yeah, he'd already dove over and was down for a low ball. So.
Point.
Anticipating possibly another timeout, and there it is.
1 minute.
It's like you have ESP.
It was 2-2 about 3 minutes ago, and now it's an 8-2 McGuffin lead. You're on the side of Jack Foster, Christine. What are you telling him to kind of smooth this out and get back in this first game?
At this point, I feel like he's rushing, so I'm going to tell him to breathe. Remember, when you get out there, take a breath before you hit the return. Breathe before you hit your serve. Try to slow yourself down. I feel like he's rushing, because he's feeling some pressure from Tyson. I think he needs to maybe slow down just a little bit. Catch a breath. Don't rush through this match. You're in no hurry to go through these points quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
15 seconds.
Stay smooth, stay calm. Like you said, just take a breath.
2 timeouts. Time in. 8-2.
Nice cross-court ball there from Tyson McGuffin.
You can see this getting just outside the reach of Jack Foster, landing inside the court.
Nine, 2.
And that ball was just a smidgen out. But, Jack was reaching for the ball. He was in movement. He couldn't see that ball landed just a little bit wide. And you got to give him some respect. If you don't see it, you can't call it out.
You watch McGuffin run around that forehand for the winner down the line, and it's game point for Tyson McGuffin here in game 1. That ball just a little wide, and McGuffin goes on a 9-0 run to end it here in game number 1. We'll take a commercial break. Game 2 on the other side here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
You don't get the moments everyone talks about without the moments no one sees. Early morning practice, late night drills, running it over and over. You don't get the crowd without the quiet. Everyone sees the glory, the medal, the podium, but every winning shot starts right here. PaddleTech. Let's go again.
Consumer Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get a 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or
Out to get underway. Tyson McGuffin serving to Jack Foster. McGuffin going on a 9-0 run to end game number 1 and take it 11-2. We'll see what answer Jack Foster has here in game number 2.
All right, Dominic, what do you think? You'd be in Jack Foster's ear. What would you say to him right now?
I know. I liked what you said earlier and having him breathe. Just relax. And right there, wrong decision trying to go flat down that line. Just bring it cross court. He can play cat and mouse with McGuffin. McGuffin brought him to the kitchen line to play that. He went winner. Stay in it. Play that game with Tyson. See what you can get out of it, because the ground stroke and winner game right now, it didn't work in game number 1.
2-0.
And they had some early rallies that were very cat and mouse. Now you can see his early timeout, because I already feel like he's rushing it. Just breathe.
And so this is my whole thing too with pickleball right now as it speaks, Christine, is that I'm such a big proponent of coaching in pickleball, right? Every other professional sport, you have coaches. You have that. In pickleball, you have the opportunity to be coached during timeouts, during a match. Once we start to see that more and more, and these players have coaches on their sideline, you're going to have that advantage. Right now, Jack is over there, Foster, by himself, trying to collect his own thoughts. It's easier for someone from outside of the court, from outside of the scenario, to point out what's going on to help you. Right now, he's trying to figure that out on his own. It's very hard to do that when you're engulfed in the match. So that's where like that next step for us is, where some of these players do have coaches that are seeing that. So right there, if I'm in Foster's corner, good timeout. But I'm telling him again, like you said, breathe, relax, slow it down. That right there, what good point construction, right? He didn't rush anything. He took his time, ends up on top of that point.
And I think it's so easy as you get down a little bit in a match to start kind of panicking and thinking, oh, I've got to go for more, instead of almost the exact opposite. Yes.
1-3.
Oh, wow, nice backhand winner there from Jack Foster. Something you don't see very often out of him.
That was a beautiful, beautiful shot on his part. We're going to see that here. We're going to get to see it recreated. One-handed backhand cross-court drive. Beautiful shot, Jack.
Point. Three. Side out.
A little long there from Foster.
I really want to see Foster stay low. I feel like he's lifting his body up, and he's then lifting the shots that he's making. If he would maybe just stay down just another second or two longer. But like you said, it's so much easier from outside the court to make these adjustments and make these suggestions than when you're living it.
Oh, McGuffin all over that one right there. Look at that cross court, just finding the angle.
If you see McGuffin at the end of that, trying to turn and get some fire out of the crowd as well for him.
Oh, nice, going right at Jack Foster is McGuffin. And see Foster taking his time to get that ball, get a towel off.
Yeah, it gives him a second to kind of gather his thoughts.
5-3.
Oh, and Foster gets caught reaching.
Point. Six, three. Point.
And a timeout here immediately from Jack Foster. And Tyson McGuffin out to a 7-3 lead here in game 3. He's cruising along here nicely. Tough right now if you're Foster, Christine, because Tyson McGuffin just doing so much so well.
Agreed. He's really been playing almost flawlessly, driving the balls and digging balls out. And I really feel like, you know, Foster's actually, those last two volleys, it felt like he was trying to guide them versus just making the shot first. Yeah. Felt like he was trying to guide it away from Tyson, which is not an easy objective, easy task to do, to guide anything away from Tyson as quick as he is.
Foster out of this timeout needs to have some answers quicker. It's going to be over.
And he is now out of timeouts, but I think it was still appropriately placed to try and change the momentum of Tyson.
You have 2 timeouts remaining.
Foster's going to need to be creative here.
Oh, McGuffin just so smooth right there.
Very smooth. Beautiful into the corner shot. Just out of the reach of Foster. Thanks, Selkirk, for that instant replay.
8-3.
I mean, now McGuffin's just placing stuff right down the line. He's not even over. He's not over hitting anything.
Yeah, I feel like if we were tracking winners, it's been a pretty significant number out of Tyson today. Tyson's feeling it, feeling the energy of the crowd here. You know how he likes to feel the energy.
9-3.
Oh, wow, he held that one on his paddle as long as he could and goes cross-court winner, and it'll give Tyson McGuffin a game and a match point.
10-3.
Oh, and McGuffin just ends it with a beautiful inside-out forehand.
See that winning shot right now. There you go. Good finisher, Tyson. And you can just see how Tyson, you can see the crowd there. You know, he loves to work the crowd. He loves to use his energy to bring them on his side. He's definitely getting a good round of applause from these players right now. So we're going to, in a second, we're going to go down to the court, hear a little bit from Tyson. But in the meantime, we can see the crowd, you know, they're winding in and out, grabbing a little bit of lunch as it's lunchtime here at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. What a beautiful, beautiful pickleball paradise we get to enjoy here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. And I definitely invite you, if you're in driving distance, come on over, enjoy this beautiful venue. We are going to roll down now to Dominic to hear from Tyson McGuffin.
Welcome back out here on court. Let's give it up first for Jack Foster and Tyson McGuffin. Tyson, your first match of the day, you have a bye. Coming in against someone you're very familiar with in Jack Foster, what's the game plan?
Indian Wells Tennis Garden, how we doing? How we doing? You guys like that show? I'm going to be putting on a show all weekend. Yeah, I played pretty clean, was able to get the serve deep, found the forehand, and who needs a backhand when you have a Ferrari forehand, right? Simple as that. Kudos to Jack, the guy's a stud. They're only getting younger. I'm only getting better looking. Just kidding. But happy to be moving into the third round. Let's freaking go. It's my time.
Obviously, Tyson, you love playing out here on center court. You love, obviously, playing up to the crowd. What's it mean for you to be back out here again this year?
Man, I came to BNP as a kid. You know, I was a Rafa fan growing up. I even had the capris. I had the headband. So being able to play here is pretty freaking awesome.
All right, well, congratulations, Tyson. Moving on to that third round. We'll take a break here on Championship Court. Next up, Irina Tereshchenko and Megan Fudge here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. The 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships are brought to you by Margaritaville, a state of mind since 1977. City of Indian Wells, Indian Wells, beauty unmatched. Franklin Sports, the official ball and youth development partner of USA Pickleball. Consumer Cellular, proud sponsor of USA Pickleball. Fila, the official supplier for the national championships.
I will dig deep.
I will crush this game.
Athletes know nutrition drives performance.
I will not slow down.
Superior Lab supplements help you power up and recover faster.
I will never surrender.
Superior Labs is a proud sponsor of USA Pickleball.
You don't get the moments everyone talks about without the moments no one sees. Early morning practice, late night drills, running it over and over. You don't get the crowd without the quiet. Everyone sees the glory, the medal, the podium, but every winning shot starts right here. Paddle Tech. Let's go again.
It's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Consumer Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get a 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or go online.
If you run, if you spin, if you jump, walk, hit, climb, hustle, or just move, you bounce. Bounce 50% less with SheFit. We got you, because we are you. SheFit.
Beautiful Indian Wells, California, the backdrop for the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. Another women's pro singles matchup for you here on Championship Court. Your 6th seed, Irina Tereshchenko, taking on your 7 seed, Megan Fudge. We're going to take it down courtside for your introductions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is all about pro women's singles here next on Championship Court. Who's ready for it? First up, your 7 seed out of Bel Air, Florida, Megan Fudge. Her opponent, 2-time Nationals gold medalist, your 6th seed out of Fresno, California, Irina Tereshchenko. Your lead referee for this match out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tom Whitson. All right, we have another good one here. It's a consolation matchup for us, Christine, here. It's a game to 15. And so, again, you need to start off well here, okay? If you do not start off well, it can be over early. And so, Tereshchenko, we saw her earlier. If she can start off well, she'll be great. She had a battle against Salome Davidze in the first round. But Megan Fudge, again, she's playing very well, too. So going into this, are you seeing an advantage for either one of these ladies?
Well, you know, I feel like Megan tends to use a lot of ground strokes, tends to stay back a little bit more than Irina, who tends to come in, wants to slice and dice, wants to, as we talk about, carve out the ball. So I think it's going to be another interesting matchup. Irina may come out a little stronger in this round because it's no longer her first match of the day, right? When we watched her play Davidze, it was her first match of the day. So we're going to see. You know, it's going to be just an interesting. But you know, it's going to be another interesting match. Lots of good ground strokes, lots of good droppers. Should be some fun. But like you have said already, you got to come out on fire. It's one game to 15, and it can go by very quickly.
And look at what we're looking at, too. Salome Davidze took out Irina Tereshchenko. She also just went through Anna Bright, 11-1, 11-3.
Wow, it sounds like Salome, you used a great warm-up against Irina to be ready for Anna Bright. Now Megan Fudge played Anna Bright earlier, so that's Anna is who brought Megan down to this.
And they played 3-2. That went 3 games. So I mean it's some battles. Both Tereshchenko and Fudge played 3 games against their opponents, Anna Bright and Salome Davidze. But Megan Fudge has played one other match. She took out Mary Brasha 15-6. Tereshchenko's been waiting for this matchup, so this is Tereshchenko's second match.
And that can be kind of rough when you've the one that's been sitting a little bit longer.
15 seconds.
All right, so it looks like these ladies are just about ready to go.
Definitely saw Megan give Irina the thumbs up, a little paddle tap to get started. Like to see a nice friendly start to a match here in Pickleball Paradise at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden.
Who's ready for some ladies singles action? I can't hear you.
One game to 15, switching in at 8. Miss Fudge serving to Miss.
A little bit of joking there. The umpire had a little slip there, and Irina managed to make a chuckle out of it and bring the crowd, give him a laugh.
Point. One zero. Side out. 0-1.
Nice ball down the line from Megan Fudge on the two-hander.
We're going to see that here again, just how it lands right in the corner pocket. And she gave that a little come on at the end. She's doing exactly what you mentioned, Dom, coming out a little fiery.
Tereshchenko trying to cut that down the line, but because she cut it, it fades and slides out.
And it's definitely not a wind issue at this stage of the game. We can see very still palm trees.
Well, there's that swinging volley from Tereshchenko, but Fudge read it really well right there and covered the ground and covered her ground.
3-0.
A 3-0 lead for Megan Fudge.
Point.
Looks like a little unforced error out of Irina. She was going for a big cut on that. Oh, early timeout.
Gonna take a timeout, yeah, and she may be changing paddles.
She's doing something different. I heard her say "oh," and then off she went.
Oh, no paddle change, no nothing. She did look down, picked her paddle back up, brought it back over, but I think it's, again, just a momentum swing kind of change for everything. So, we'll see what Irina Tereshchenko can do here. But, again, she cannot get down because, again, 4-0 lead. I mean, she's almost, Fudge is almost a third of the way through the match.
See a little bit of energy, Megan's coming out, a little dancing around, a little dancing on her toes, trying to maintain that energy throughout the timeout that she's already built to start this match.
Receiver 1 timeout left, server 2 timeouts left. Time in, 4-0. Side out.
Good timeout for Tereshchenko, gets the side out. Now she does need to answer, though.
She needs to definitely rack up a few points.
Oh, and Fudge going right down that line with the winner.
Ball was out.
Beautiful. They did agree that the ball was out.
That ball was in. My referee error.
No, I see what happened. Yeah, the referee, the final ball was in. Painted the line.
Just missing that cross court.
That one carried a little bit wide.
Yeah.
Zero, 4.
Nice ball there from Megan Fudge down the line again. And she's taking something off that there.
And taking that pace off actually made it harder for Irina to get to. She couldn't use Megan's power against her. She had to generate it herself to get it back over.
Side out. Zero, 4.
Oh, and Tereshchenko held her pose right there, almost baiting Fudge to go cross court, but she doesn't.
She definitely didn't fall for the bait.
4-0.
Wow, what a get from Megan Fudge right there. She runs this cross court.
Good to see that finisher. Nice little one-hand backhand cut.
She ran that cross court dink down from Tereshchenko.
One thing I really wanted to see out of Irina right now is she's not getting her shots as deep as she had been. There she did.
She tries to get that one deep, but it can't. It just sails along. And
they're a little shorter, and I feel like that's really given Megan an edge so far in this lead, because I feel like her serves have been a little short, her returns have been a little short.
She misses that one too. Just Tereshchenko just seems to be just a little off right here.
We're going to getting close to an end switch here as we do switch ends at 8.
Oh, right there, and Fudge was anticipating that backhand cross court from Tereshchenko, but Tereshchenko went flat back down that line.
0-7.
It's all set up by a nice deep return from Tereshchenko.
1-7.
That's a good setup from Tereshchenko, but just execution wasn't there.
Right.
Seven, 1.
Oh, wow. Megan Fudge battling her butt off back there, just staying in that point.
What an effort.
She's fired up, and they will change ends here with Fudge up 8-1 here in this game to 15. What's been that difference maker for her, Christine?
Well, you know, she's fighting, she's battling, she's going for the shots, and she's not quitting, she's not giving up. There were a few times in there where, you know, Irina potentially could hit some finishers, but Megan said, no, thank you today, Irina.
Yeah, she was just grinding. One more ball back over, one more ball back over, and it just worked. It worked for Fudge, and she forced Tereshchenko into an error, and it's a 7-point lead.
And I don't know about you, Dominic, but you know, when I get into a rally where I felt like I should have had 2 or 3 winners and I didn't, I even go for even more, and that's what generates an error. So, you know, it never hurts to just keep hanging in that point, even though you seem like you're maybe a little bit behind the 8 ball. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it is Megan Fudge's serve as we come back in from this end change. She continues to roll here. Now 9-1.
9-1.
Sounds like we had a nail biter off
We did.
Riley Newman played Jada.
Megan Fudge's husband, Ryler DeHart, takes down J.W. Johnson 11-9 in the third. So an upset on the outer courts.
1-9.
Well, that ball died on Megan Fudge.
Did not come up at all.
Two 9.
Nice job from Tereshchenko.
Very crisp finisher right there. I feel Tereshchenko's energy is picking up just a little bit here. And that's going to make a difference, I think, for her as we watch the rest of this match play out.
Yeah, nice job by Tereshchenko right there. And Fudge going to try and ride this out here and see if she can weather this storm.
4-9.
Oh, nice job by Tereshchenko, and might be a timeout here coming from Megan Fudge.
Look at that finishing forehand volley. She really anticipated it well.
5-9. Point.
Oh, here comes Irina Tereshchenko just when she seemed to be down and out. It's a little run here together, and now back within
6-9.
3. Oh, and Tereshchenko, she's pointing at the wide open court she had.
Why did she try to paint the little narrow margin that she had versus going to the open court?
Oh, and that ball just sails on Fudge.
Tereshchenko's really feels like she's putting more pressure on me. I feel like her serves have gotten deeper, her returns have gotten deeper, and I don't, you know, we can't blame wind as a factor. I think she's just now, you know, starting to pick up her energy.
Wow, what an angle on the backhand from Tereshchenko.
It was a beautiful volley. Watch this. Watch the angle that she cuts on that. Perfect speed, perfect placement.
Ball was out.
Ball is called out from Fudge.
Irina definitely disagreed with that. The referee supported Fudge's call.
Oh, and just a little wide there from Megan Fudge.
Get a little come on out of Irina. You know, and this is definitely with the game that Irina's looking for, a little more cat and mouse. At least I would anticipate that's what she'd like a little more of. Serve was called out. That's an unfortunate service error on Tereshchenko's part.
9-7.
That's a great drop shot there from Irina Tereshchenko. And she just slowed everything up there from Megan Fudge as Fudge was dialed in,
7-9.
playing with a lot of pace. Just wide.
What we're kind of seeing is what you mentioned earlier in the day when we were watching Irina earlier, is the backhand. You kind of want to maybe avoid that hit because she's hit some beautiful winners right now.
Oh, and Tereshchenko almost able to get that.
That net tip helped Fudge out just a little bit. It bought her some time. The ball came up nice and slow up off the tip.
She didn't rush it after that was the key.
Correct. You got to realize you got more time than you think.
So that backspin by Tereshchenko, when Fudge tries to go back to that same side, her ball's going to tail even more because of that backspin. So that's that difference maker right there. She's got to kind of roll that back across court to eliminate that. Oh, wow.
That was a beautiful drop shot. Cross-court drop shot-ish.
Cross-court drop shot-ish.
Exactly. Very technical term.
9-8.
Fudge been stuck on 9 for a while now. Tereshchenko just doing such a good job of controlling the kitchen line here as she's gone on this run.
She's definitely adjusted her strategy since the end switch. Fudge had a good lead into at that point. But Tereshchenko has adjusted her strategy.
Nice ball there from Megan Fudge going cross court, two-hand winner. But yes, Fudge had an 8-1 lead on the end change.
Time.
Looks like we've got
time out here from Megan Fudge.
1 minute.
It's 9-8, 1 point lead here for Megan Fudge. But again, talk about the 7-point lead on the end change from Fudge over Tereshchenko at 8-1. But now it's 9-8. So we're talking about a 7-1 run here for Tereshchenko. What's been the difference maker?
In my mind, it's her energy. I feel like her energy, and I can feel it more here as we're out on the sidelines here in this box, but I feel her energy feels more positive. I feel like she's going for deeper serves, deeper returns. And energy can make all the difference in the world. If you come out just a little flat, you know, energy.
Yep. And so we'll see. You know, Tereshchenko's bringing that right now. She's got back in this. Fudge calls what we talked about earlier, calls it offensive timeout, right?
Yes.
So she's sensing she needs a break. She got her serve. Let's take a breath. Let's get back into this point and see if she can answer here, because she has not scored in a while. She's been stuck on 9.
She's definitely going to want to come out of this timeout with one more with a point.
Oh, and Tereshchenko just missing that cut backhand.
It was going to be a beautiful shot, maybe even opened up at an ATP, but it was clearly wide.
It was wide by about 3 inches. Oh, and again, Tereshchenko, the cut goes wide again. So 2 unforced errors there from Tereshchenko, and Fudge out to a 3-point lead.
That's exactly what Fudge was looking for when she was in that timeout. She knew she needed to come out and get some points, score some points.
Yeah, and that's the setup that Tereshchenko wants. So she cuts that backhand nice and deep. She has Fudge on her heels. Fudge tries to drive to her forehand, and she just puts away that big forehand.
8-11.
And you know what? Tereshchenko is really that was a little lob serve, you know, kind of slowing the ball up, maybe not feeding into the pace that Megan Fudge likes so much.
Oh, too good again. And Tereshchenko just coming cross court through that backhand. Just cuts the angle off, drops it in the kitchen. Fudge can't get there.
I think if we were counting Irina's backhand winners today, the number would be pretty good.
Oh, wow. I love that move from Tereshchenko right here. She's going to take that ball out of the air.
11-10.
Oh, she babied it. She babied it. Instead of hitting it, she tries to aim it there, right? Just be athletic, hit it there. What's got you there? Don't aim that.
She was hoping to place it softer so that Irina couldn't feed off her pace to make the next volley.
Oh, what an inside-out forehand right there from Tereshchenko. And we are all tied here at 11.
Let's see that match. That ball, it was very close.
Right on that line.
Looks like it caught the outside of the line.
Oh, Tereshchenko just doing such a good job here, getting back in this match. Now, as she was down 8-1, she now has a 12-11 lead. Wow, Megan Fudge looked like she was down and out for that point. Battles her way back, and with the forehand winner, gets the side out.
Never give up. As I said, just keep fighting for those balls. Keep them over, keep them in play. You never know what's going to happen.
Just long on the volley from Tereshchenko.
Looks like we're going to be all tied up here at 12 all.
12 now.
Let's see it close up of where that ball landed.
I don't think that was
That was not it.
That was not it.
No. Tricked us. That one's hidden behind her foot. Hard to tell.
Wow, nice job by Megan Fudge.
You know, and that's one of the, I think one of the toughest things in the sport to do. You've had a big lead and suddenly you're behind, find yourself tied up. That can be mentally tough.
Oh, and Megan Fudge there off Irina Tereshchenko's
receiver, 14-12.
edge guard, and it is a 14-12 lead here for Megan Fudge. Irina Tereshchenko taking her timeout here. Good timeout, Christine?
I think it's a great timeout. You know, Megan Fudge has a match point.
Who's ready for the rest?
So as they come back in here, it'll be Megan Fudge up by 2. She'll have a match point on her paddle when we return. Tereshchenko trying to hold off this match point and get back in here. She's done such a good job. Again, we've talked about it numerous times already. Tereshchenko was down 8-1 on the end change, has come all the way back to get in this match. Looked like she was dead in the water, but she found another gear and another level of play to come back in, but she needs to fight off a match point here.
I admire and respect some of you. You come down 8-1, it's tough to not just check out. She did not. She fought back, and here we are.
Wow, that is a beautiful return down the line. That puts so much pressure on Fudge right there.
And it's tough, you know, this is a tough sport. You've got to finish it out. You can't just let the time run out. You've got to finish the point.
Just wide there from Tereshchenko down the line.
Couldn't quite see it from that angle, but as we usually see, these players are very generous in their calls.
Ball. I mean, that's as close as you're going to get it. And that ball back on the baseline, and it is a 15-12 victory for Megan Fudge.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That was another outstanding match. I got to give Tereshchenko a lot of kudos for being down 8-1 at the end switch and really hanging with the match and staying in there. She worked to try and get the crowd behind her. She was using some of her backhand volleys to really hit some great finishing shots. And, you know, Megan Fudge really did a good job of holding the thing. It's very difficult to be the person that was in the leading position up 8-1 on the switch and then find yourself all tied up 12-12. It's just another mental game, another mental aspect of the game that you have got to stick with. And we've got we're going to be throwing this down to Dominic to see an interview with Megan Fudge.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up one more time for Megan Fudge and Irina Tereshchenko. All right, Megan, first let's get right to it. You're up 8-1 in the end change. I don't mean to bring up, a sore spot. Irina battles all the way back, gets it to within 9-8. What are you thinking at that point?
Yeah, I mean, I knew Irina's a phenomenal player. I mean, I knew she could come back any time. She can turn it on. Just like at the beginning of the match, she wasn't quite in it, missing a few that she doesn't normally miss. So I knew she could come back and get me at the end. So I was just trying to hold on.
All right, and then just for your information, have you heard about Ryler's last match?
I saw him cheering up there, so it felt pretty good.
Ryler won 11-9 in the third against JW, so.
That's so huge. Yeah, I was nervous to leave him. Normally I like to stay and watch him play, and sometimes I forfeited matches to watch him play too, so it's hard, but this one I had to play, so I'm so excited for him.
All right, so both you guys moving on, congratulations. We're gonna take a break here on Championship Court, but when we come back, Anna Lee Waters and Paris Todd next on Championship Court at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. The 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships are brought to you by Margaritaville, a state of mind since 1977. City of Indian Wells, Indian Wells beauty unmatched. Franklin Sports, the official ball and youth development partner of USA Pickleball. Consumer Cellular, proud sponsor of USA Pickleball. Fila, the official supplier to U.S. Nationals.
Fruit, 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 and fruit, 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 and fruit, and fruit, 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 and fruit, 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 and fruit, and fruit, 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 and fruit, 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 and fruit, and
Fruit Smash Super Hot Seltzer with real juice. It's party juice.
It's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Consumer Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get a 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or go online.
You don't get the moments everyone talks about without the moments no one sees. Early morning practice, late night drills, running it over and over. You don't get the crowd without the quiet. Everyone sees the glory, the medal, the podium, but every winning shot starts right here. Paddle Tech. Let's go again.
Welcome back to Indian Wells, California, here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. Women's Pro Singles next up here on Championship Court. We have a semifinal matchup. Your 1 seed, Anna Lee Waters, taking on the 5 seed, Paris Todd. We are going to go courtside for our player introductions. Ladies and gentlemen, pro women's singles coming up next. Who's ready? All right, first, your 5 seed out of Fort Myers, Florida, making her nationals debut, Paris Todd. Her opponent, 3-time nationals gold medalist out of Delray Beach, Florida, Anna Lee Waters. Your lead referee for this match out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tom Whitson.
Well, Dominic, tell me, what do you think we're going to see out here today out of Paris and Anna Lee? I want to know more.
I mean, you're just looking at 2 of the most athletic women in the game. Anna Lee Waters, some incredible ground strokes coming at you. Paris Todd on the other side, same thing as you're looking at Anna Lee. Some finishing words from Dad Stephen Waters right here before the match starts. Mom Lee also sideline here. Some words of encouragement. She's trying to hide her mouth, but we can see it.
I can see exactly what she's saying to her right now. But I think the person she's more worried about is Paris here, hearing the details of her strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I mean, you're talking about just 2 incredible women in the game right now. Paris Todd making her nationals debut, coming onto the scene over the last year, absolutely killing it out there, making her name known. Just signed a contract with Selkirk, so she's a new Selkirk player. Anna Lee Waters, been on the scene since she was about 11. Started her first tournament in Delray Beach. I remember I was there. She played her first tournament at 4-0, walked through it. Next one she played 4-5, walked through it, and then she hasn't played anything below 5-0 since. And she has made a name as, if not the best, one of the best women players in the game. What are your predictions for this matchup, Christine?
That's an excellent question. You know, again, even though Anna Lee is a young player, she is a very skilled, and as you just mentioned, she's been around several years. So she's going to draw from that experience, some of that fun, and you know, she's probably going to have a lot of the support of the crowd. Who doesn't love that a 15-year-old is the top player in our sport? So we're going to see. This is going to be, you know, Paris is going to have to really focus, settle in, and play her game and challenge Anna Lee.
Let's hear it for them. All right, as they finish their warm-ups, they got about 2 minutes left here. You're going to see both of these ladies, they got great ground strokes, but you're also going to see both of them use that athleticism that both of them have to get to the kitchen line and battle up there too and try and control the point. And right now, this is probably the biggest that the crowd has been throughout the day, Christine, and I mean, there's a reason why. You know, you're looking at two of the best women in the game here, and they want to see this action. And you see, that's the whole Waters clan right there. As you have Annalie's grandpa Neil there, along with Annalie's dad Stephen.
1 minute.
And of course, they're going to be out here at Pickleball Paradise to watch young Annalie play on this championship court.
Annalie Waters and Paris Todd finishing up some serves and returns.
You'll see a singles warm-up, I think, is a little bit different from the doubles warm-up. You hit a lot more ground strokes. You really focus on your serves. You spend a lot more time doing that than you would up doing any sort of dinking. Not that we won't see some dinking in this match, but the warm-up for singles is just a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have our lead referee here on championship court out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tom Whitson.
15
We've had Tom out there a couple of times today. He was out this morning in an earlier match. An excellent referee, really keeps things on focused.
We're bringing the A-team out here as far as referees too, so.
Definitely got to give some credit to the USA Pickleball Association for having so many great trend referees to have here to keep these matches online.
Here we go as both Paris Todd and Annalie Waters out of Florida now. Paris Todd, a recent transplant to Fort Myers, Florida. And Annalie Waters on the east coast of Florida out of Delray Beach.
It's quite a trip here to California from Florida.
Yes, it is.
You definitely come in.
I'm in Sarasota, so.
You definitely come in a few days early to prepare.
I got in on Monday, and I think I'm adjusted now. And
Game one.
What day is it? Thursday?
Thursday.
All right, so Paris Todd to serve to start here.
0-0.
Nice ball there from Waters. And what you're going to see, too, is both of these ladies, when they come to the kitchen line, it's going to be methodical. They're not just going to come to the kitchen line just because. They're going to come for a reason, and you saw that right there out of Annalie Waters.
They're coming up with their strategy and point and a purpose.
Oh, nice ball down the line from Paris Todd.
Can see that shot coming around, kind of curls around Annalie.
0-0.
Annalie was anticipating likely a forehand volley, not expecting to come back to her backhand.
0-0. Point.
A little long there on the two-handed backhand from Paris Todd, and Waters on the board first.
1-0. Point.
Todd trying to go flat down that line with the two-hander, but trying to be a little too perfect there.
2-0.
Wow, Annalie Waters, what point construction by the youngster.
It was great timing for her to come in. She had gotten Todd just a little bit on her heels, was able to come in behind that and finish the ball.
3-0.
Yeah, and so what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing Annalie Waters a little more on her toes here. She's being a little more aggressive, choosing some time to come into the kitchen line.
1 minute.
Paris Todd has not yet chosen to do anything like that. Almost looks like she's on her heels a little bit. Needs to pick and choose a time to kind of try and put some pressure on Annalie Waters, because right now, Waters is just swinging free and easy.
She's definitely not doing anything yet to apply any pressure. She's predominantly stayed back, you know, perhaps fearing a little bit Annalee's ability to drive the ball past her. So she's opting at this point to maybe stay back and try and duke it out that way. I would expect that we're going to see that we come out of this timeout maybe with a different strategy.
And we'll see what Paris Todd comes up with here, because right now the game plan going in, this is where you need to be like, okay, it's not working. We got to change something up, because sitting back baseline to baseline with Annalee Waters is not going to work all day when she's being able to gain that kitchen line.
Time in. 4-0.
That little, I mean, all she did, she floated that ball to the back corner, but she had Paris Todd on the move, and she put the pressure on right there.
It's a tremendous amount of pressure that Paris is going to feel when she allows Annalee to get to the net.
Point.
And I get it, though, from Paris Todd, is that she is seeing what Annalee Waters can do with the ball on the run, too. So her timing to come up has got to be perfect. Because if it's not, Waters is going to pass you. She just misses that sideline. She's human. She made a mistake.
She made a mistake.
Because she's played clean so far.
Zero 6.
Wow, I mean, what a get from Paris Todd just to stay in that point. But Waters ends with the cross-court winner.
Side out. Six 0.
Nice ball from Paris Todd right there.
Pulled that backhand down the line.
See if she can add to it here.
Annalee had a lot of court to cover because, you know, Paris easily could have pulled that cross court as well. So it was a difficult ball for Annalee to get to.
And that ball, Paris has got to come up. There she comes up.
She heard you.
Yeah.
I think she could hear you. She did follow that one up and hit a nice finishing volley.
I think she did come up on the ball after I said, but I would have liked to see her come up on the ball before that to put more pressure on, because Annalee was full sprint to get that. 1-6. And even if, right, so Annalee Waters is going to give up the Paris Todd winner down the line. That's fine. Force her to hit a perfect shot, because when she comes up, she's putting that pressure on Todd to try and go sideline to sideline. See right there, I'd like to see her come in. Come in. See, she sat back, right? So Annalee was all the way off the court in the back, and Paris Todd was sitting a foot inside the baseline, just standing and waiting. If she comes up, she forces Annalee to try and hit a perfect ball. She doesn't, and then she gets put on her heels. So now you got a timeout here on court.
It's definitely very difficult, though, to be watching what your opponent's doing and watching the ball coming at you at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to know. She almost has to feel, hey, I've hit such a good ball that now I've got my opponent off kilter just a little bit, just enough that if I get in behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then again, Christine, this is why, you know, our vantage point and what we can see, it's perfect, right, in hindsight. But this is too, okay, Annalee's in the corner right now. She's getting coaching up, or she's getting coached up. And over, you know, in Paris's corner, she's talking too. they need to be telling her this, right? This needs to be communicated. If something doesn't change, then that communication is off, right? So then whoever you're communicating with isn't communicating the right way with you, because you need to change something up, because what you're doing is put you in a 6-point hole here, and so we need to change things up, do something. I think her being a little more aggressive, even if this game gets away from her, try and do something different.
7-1. I think the key word right now is Paris needs to be just a little more aggressive.
Okay, so she gets a mistake from Waters out of the timeout. Good. That's what she needed. Now let's see if she can take advantage.
1-7. Side out.
Again, that backhand cross court put Annalie Waters in the corner, and she stayed back. She put no pressure on her.
7-1. Side out.
Oh, missed a serve. Now we're going to see if Todd can take advantage of having the serve back on her end.
So if Todd can go to the forehand of Waters here, and then go to her backhand, right? Okay, so she gets a mistake from Annalie Waters right there. Okay, she puts a crooked number up on the board now, 2-7. But she's got to go to the Waters forehand, then to the backhand sharp, and then come in and create the angle.
Side out.
Oh, she gave that back. Something I have noticed in the last 3 or 4 points is it feels like Todd's having to cover a lot more ground than Annalie. The first 3 or 4 shots, Annalie barely moves side to side, whereas Todd has moved cross court.
Oh, Waters controlling the kitchen line right there. Todd trying to go passing shot, but Waters all over the two-handed backhand, and it's a 6-point lead for Annalie Waters.
I love how in that shot you can see how closely she's tracking the ball, watching the ball as she makes the volley. She's not looking in the court where she's hitting it. She's looking at the ball.
Point.
A 9-2 lead here for Annalie Waters.
9-2.
See right there, she's got to come in. That comes in on the forehand where Annalie's feet were set, right? You have to come up where she's on the move. She comes up on a ball that she didn't get to the corner. Annalie's a foot inside the baseline, or I'm sorry, behind the baseline, and she's able to hit that winner, but her feet are set.
And you could definitely see in that replay where Todd had come up, that court would have been wide open for her to have a winner.
See right there, Annalie Waters just cuts down that angle, and game one going convincingly to Annalie Waters here in a women's semifinal match.
Incredible first game.
So game one, again, to Waters here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, on the flip side, game number 2 here on Championship Court.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Game number 2 here on championship court. Annalie Waters winning convincingly in game number 1 by 11-2. Paris Todd needs to answer here to force a third game.
We know that both players got a little coaching.
There it is, right? So Paris Todd goes down the line, has Annalie Waters on the move. She put pressure on her and forced her into a shot that she could handle.
0-0.
Now, I know that point was frantic, but Todd did a good job, right? So she came up. She hit a short hop that one. It was a good shot by Annalie Waters. But again, much better point.
It definitely appears that somebody in Todd's corner said, we think you need to get a little more aggressive, get into the net a little bit more.
Well, I see Ryan Sherry was talking to her.
Ball's on the line, side out.
And so I believe Ryan Sherry was talking to her, and I believe him being a single specialist himself, I think he told her that. You know, he's watching intently. He knows what he's talking about, so I believe Ryan was in her corner telling her that.
Yeah, that you need to work on getting up to the net. Yeah. That was a quick little point right there.
And it's, don't go up just aimlessly, right? Go up with intent, go up with a purpose, and go up on the right ball. And she did on that first point, and I love seeing
1-0.
That'll make a difference for her here.
You know, if you can get that seed planted and she can act it out, it'll really help her in this game.
Point.
All right, nice job by Paris Todd of hanging in that. So Todd up 2-0 here. She's equaled her point total for
2-0.
I think it's her first lead of the match, too.
That's such a heavy two-handed backhand. She gets so much on that ball, Christine, does Annalie Waters.
0-2.
Wow.
Point.
I mean, you think you have an opening, and you don't with Annalie Waters. So athletic, covers so much ground.
She closes it very quickly. You can see her close the ground on this. Just 1 step, 2 steps over. Making a beautiful.
1-2.
Wow.
Point.
Paris Todd almost able to get that and close that out.
Two.
She made that. She came in, again, a little bit of a scary time, but it worked out for her. She waited until she got the, she hit the shot to Annalie's forehand versus coming in off the backhand, which is what kind of our thoughts were. Come in, get her off sides on the backhand.
Side out. Two.
Oh, yeah, that court's wide open, but that's a nice two-hander on the run from Paris Todd.
Two.
Wow, great ball and volley there from Annalie Waters.
Do you feel as though, and I'm just wondering your thoughts on this, Dom, I feel like maybe Todd's hitting maybe overplaying the backhand a little bit to Annalie. I feel like Annalie hasn't even had to guess to go to the forehand side, but maybe I'm wrong. What are your thoughts?
No, I agree. I think Paris is going from her two-hander to Annalie's two-hander, right? Going cross-court there a lot. Right, and there's what you want right there, right? Cause her to change it up a little bit.
Yes.
She did right there, and I like that. But you're right. I think she's going heavy to Annalie Waters' backhand.
And overall, that's a great strategy.
3-2.
But it hasn't been paying off as much for her.
Go. Sorry.
Side out.
I'm seeing stuff. I'm like, you know, she had Annalie completely extended. She's got to go there. And Annalie hits that ball out. Okay, but Todd's got to go on that, I think. Because, again, you're facing probably the best female singles player in the world. You got to make something happen. Oh, wow, that's a great ball now down the line. She doubled up on the backhand side. So it almost looked like she may have had, goes there once and then doubles up again. She had Waters leaning to the forehand side, thinking she was going to go left to right.
3-3.
There it is. It's the pressure. Again, if Paris Todd does not come up on that, Annalie Waters drives that ball. But because Todd's coming up, she floats it up because that's the only shot.
4-3. Side out.
Didn't work out for her, but I do like Todd's use of that kind of little bit loftier serve, lofty and deep, taking a little pace off, keeping Annalie from using all of the pace against her. Oh, look at that. Annalie's taking it one notch higher.
Oh, wow. Annalie she got tripped up a little bit. She tripped on her own foot right there.
Almost ran into the non-volley zone.
Let's see if she comes up here and she just crossed herself up just a little bit, but
she anticipated a backhand, and then when she read the forehand, just got her all tangled.
4-3.
Before that ball even landed, Annalie Waters was calling a timeout. Good timeout there from Waters.
Well, and you feel the ball. You've played. You feel the ball. You can feel it come off your paddle. You know it's wrong. You know it's not going to land in. And she knew she needed to stop the momentum of Todd at that point.
So in the corner of Annalie Waters, you have Lee Waters' mom and Brandon Oakes, their personal trainer. So he does most of their physical fitness and whatnot on both Mom Lee and Annalie Waters' front. But right now, a good job from Paris Todd here. A better adjustment going into game two. And it's funny because we're talking about Ryan Sherry, and he texted me
Receiver has
as
one
we're
timeout.
Here,
Server, you have
talking
two
about what he was telling her, and he said exactly that. And he said, too, that the sides are playing much different. And so he feels that she's on the better side right now.
And I wondered, I had not been tracking it over the day, but I did wonder about, has one of these sides been winning more than the others? Because most of our matches have gone to 3. So I wondered if one side was really kind of helpful.
Oh, Todd just trying to throw that back up.
You
Nothing
never know.
she could really do.
And I do know on this end, there's a lot of tents and booths and setups, and there's that white. The sun could be reflecting off that, impacting, you know, just seeing the ball as well as you think on Annalee's end of the court.
Side out. Five, 3.
Wow, she just covers so much ground with the forehand winner and the big come on out of Annalee Waters.
Love the positivity.
But
here we go. We get to see that dipper that Paris Todd hit over, and then just a nice finisher and a come on from Annalee.
Point.
There's an error that you know Todd would love to have back.
Yeah, and can't give Annalee Waters any free points here.
4-5.
Point. Again, great ball down the line from Annalee Waters. And what you're seeing, it's almost a pattern. And Paris Todd's having
timeout receiver.
An issue getting Annalee Waters out of that pattern. So when they go cross court, two-hander to two-hander on the backhand side, they'll go, Annalee will go 1 or 2 with her, and then she'll flatten out down the line. And when she flattens that ball down the line to Paris Todd forehand, Annalee Waters comes to the net. She comes to the kitchen. So she's getting that kind of, you know, that pattern in her, and Paris Todd can't get her out of it right now.
What do you think? What are you thinking? Of course, we're sitting up here in the sidelines. What do you think she should do to try and avoid that pattern, if she even sees the pattern?
So what's happening is as they go two-hander to two-hander, cross-court to cross-court, instead of allowing Waters to flatten that out, I'd like to see Todd flatten it out down the Waters forehand side and maybe approach, right? Because then she can cut off that angle. What's happening is they're going the two-handers cross-court, and then Annalee Waters will flatten it out, and then she cuts off the angle first. So let's see if maybe Paris Todd can cut that angle off first.
Time in. 5-5. Side out. Not enough to overrule.
So just wide from Annalee Waters. Tied here at 5.
5-5.
That was a great serve on the baseline. See if she can take advantage of it. And she did.
And see how wide of a base that Paris Todd had up at the kitchen line? She had such a wide base and was covering so much ground, using every bit of her length when she could. And
6-5.
Exactly what I think she needs to do.
And I think, and I agree with you on that. And I think that point was definitely set up for her by the very deep serve that she hit. You know, it can be risky going for those deeper serves because you certainly don't want to push them out.
Right.
But it set up the shorter return by Annalee and gave Todd the ability to get up and have that wide stance for the finishing shot.
Oh, that ball skips over or under. Hard to tell from here. The paddle of Paris Todd.
And I think what set that up for Annalee is that short. There was a little bit of a short ball that brought her into the net.
And there it is. Ooh, nice ball from Paris Todd down the line.
Threaded a needle on that.
But now again, you see it too from Annalee Waters as they went forehand cross court. And then the pattern changed when Annalee went flat down the line and forced Todd to run over.
6-6.
Waters controlled the kitchen line again. I think Todd needs to initiate it first. There it is.
Annalee's going to get it.
And that's it, though. But there's the initiation,
right?
So Todd got out of it. She goes flat down the line. She approaches, and she gets the winner. Now, if she goes down that line and doesn't approach, it does her no good. So she needs to go down that line and approach.
7-6.
just like Annalie Waters is doing.
She's got to follow those shots up. That's exactly what you're right on the money.
Nice ball there from Paris Todd.
I think looks like we're seeing another timeout.
Yeah.
8-6, 1 minute.
So timeout here from Annalie Waters as she'll get some advice on the sideline from Lee Waters.
Doesn't look like Todd's going to have anybody on the sideline here, but let's.
A nice little forehand there from Paris Todd for the winner, forcing the timeout here from Annalie Waters. As Paris Todd takes a break, and she's just on her own over here, trying to keep her momentum going.
But I love these mom and daughter conversations.
They're intense.
They are.
I know they're intense. I've been in the middle of a couple of those with Annalie and Lee Waters, and they are very intense conversations.
There's the family.
See Brandon Oakes and Steven.
15 seconds. Receiver, you have 0 timeouts. Server, you have 1
See
timeout.
the trainer and the family there.
Time in. 8-6.
8-6 lead here.
It's going to be interesting to see what Lee had to say to Annalie.
Paris Todd controlling the kitchen line there.
What Todd did really well there, she kept the ball deep. Several of the other points, some of those rallies, the balls have fallen just a little bit short, enticing Annalie to come up to the net and giving her the net.
9-6.
There it is.
That's exactly what you've just brought up several times, right, Dom?
Yeah, and both of these ladies are doing it now, right? Like Todd is figuring out to do that. Waters has been doing it. Now it's a matter of who can do it first. That's what's happening.
But you still got to wait on the right time, the right opportunity to present itself.
Wow. It's crazy to see all this, and you know, this is again the coaching aspect of the game, and where I guarantee you Lee Waters is seeing this and telling Annalie Waters. There, she flattened it out again and got it, and here comes Annalie Waters.
Here we go.
Down by 1.
She's making her little comeback 1 point at a time. Looks like we've got another timeout on Todd's part, but she's definitely making her way back, you know, 1 point at a time.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening is they're figuring out each other's patterns, and now it's who can get the other one out of it first. And as soon as that happens, the other has the advantage. But first and foremost, a good adjustment from game 1 to game 2 by Paris Todd. Game 1 was all Annalie Waters. She was in control, in cruise control that whole game. Paris Todd came out in game 2, and she answered. She figured out what Annalie Waters was doing somewhat, took a lead, still has a lead at 9-8, even though Annalie Waters is serving here.
She definitely made some excellent adjustments, and it sounds like Ryan Sherry, you know, a wonderful singles player, gave her some good tips and some good suggestions there to make a fresh new game of this.
All right, so we'll come back in here. Annalie Waters down by 1 with the serve.
I do feel like Todd needed that. She would probably feel a lot better if she could at least get 1 point this round.
9-8.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, that was an amazing volley out of Todd.
You look around the stadium right now, and there's about every other person is shaking their head going, how does she hit that ball off her shoe tops?
8-9.
And that ball jumped up on Paris Todd as it hit the ground, and we are all tied at 9.
9-9. Point. Ten 9.
10-9 game and match point for Annalee Waters.
And she finishes it out.
Do it 11-2, 11-9. Annalee Waters moving on to the winner bracket final.
11-2, 11-9. Thank you.
And that was a great match by Annalee right there. She's got the crowd pumped up. She's pumped up. That was an outstanding coaching on the sidelines by mom and coach. And we did see, it was great to see Todd make some adjustments and then to see Annalee respond to those adjustments and up her game just one more step. We are going to be cutting here shortly our stream to ESPN2, I believe. So you might want to check that out. Go to the USAPickleballNationals.com website and you'll be able to find out where the new stream is. But we are going to be going down to the court here live and have Dominic interviewing Annalee to get her thoughts and comments on the match, the week, upcoming, and everything else we've got going on here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. Let's cut down to Dominic on the court side now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up again. Paris Todd and Annalee Waters. All right, Annalee, game one, 11-2. You had it on cruise control in that first game. Game two, Paris came out fighting and was battling you. What was the difference from game one to game two?
Two things. One thing, I thought I picked the bad side coming out here, and that obviously was not the case. So I also knew Paris was going to come out here grinding after the first game because I played her a couple other times this year, and it's always been a grind, and I know she never gives up. I've been up a lot, and she comes back, so that whole match, I was just trying to stay fired up and know that she had the potential to come back, but, you know, I just wanted to stay aggressive, and I did that.
It seemed like you guys had a pattern going two-hander, cross-court, and then you would flatten it out down the line, and that's when you would approach. Was that something you were thinking about?
Yeah, it definitely was. When you're playing Paris, she loves to play tennis on a pickleball court, as do I. So we kind of have similar games. So I think we were trying to, you know, play to our strengths. And one of my strengths is my down-the-line approach shots. So I was just trying to use those, keep them low, especially with the Franklin ball, just trying to keep things low. And I think I executed it.
All right, well, Annalee, congratulations. You're moving on to the winner's bracket final. We'll be right back with our next matchup here on Championship Court at the 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships.